Hello everybody and welcome to Style Esports Season 9. We are in the, I believe it's U1800A bracket, upper bracket semifinals. I am MXL, joined tonight by K9. How are you doing on this fine night?
Doing pretty good. We've got some exciting matches tonight. We got Swizzlers versus Stunned Gaming Invictus. Both teams coming off a 2-0 win from last week. And this is a rematch of sorts. They've played in the past. However, it was Stunned Gaming Invictus that took the win over Swizzlers 2-0 last time they played.
Yeah, definitely interested to see how this is going to play out. Stunned, coming in here as the third seed in the U1800A division, and Swizzlers sitting in that second seed. So on paper, I believe you just mentioned Stunned got the better of them last time. These two teams in the ELO are very, very close. I think it's like 3 points difference. So it is shaping up to be a very, very fun set tonight.
Yeah, definitely. Both teams sitting very close together, ELO-wise. So probably going to have some very back-and-forth games, a lot of clashing of heads. Hopefully we get a 3-game series. I'm always excited for those when teams take it all the way. But we'll see. Right now we're waiting to get into draft. So what are your thoughts overall on both of these teams?
I'm excited to see what ends up playing out. You just take my questions all the time, I swear. I normally just throw these at you. Especially with a lot of what's happening in the preseason. We're seeing some things that are being nerfed on next patch. We're still on 11.23, so Axiom Arc is still insane. Crown of the Shattered Queen is still insane. Those are the two items for champions that I'm expecting to see a ton of tonight. We'll have to see how it plays out. Pro Draft has just started. Swizzlers taking away the Misfortune right away. Another champion that's been pretty strong, I'd say, on this patch, and even just patches prior. Graves going to be taken away by Stunned Gaming Invictus.
Yeah, so hitting a little bit of these AD threats, Graves has been kind of terrorizing League for a while. It was played a lot back in Worlds, as a big flex could go mid, could go into the top lane, could go into the jungle. Misfortune kind of was towards the beginning one of these very insane AD carries. You'd pick her, but kind of fell off a little bit. However, she's starting to resurface now with these preseason changes and starting to get more hits, but we're going to see some bans towards the support with Seraphine and Bard taken out, and then finally Corky is going to be the last ban for Funk on this first half of the draft, and Stun, we're going to have to wait and see, and it's going to be Jinx.
Yeah, alright. This champion, I don't know how other people feel about her, but I have been playing a ton of Jinx recently. I think she is so fun. She feels really, really, really good. Well, I'm not too surprised to see it taken off the table, but Corky being banned away definitely seems a little targeted. Seraphine, I think, is also kind of a bit of a sleeper champ right now. I think a lot of people just see Evan Shroud and they're like, yeah, we're going to just pick that. We're going to take Leona. We're going to take Nautilus. Seraphine does really well at counter engage, so not too surprised, especially if you're first picking Ornn. Not too surprised that Seraphine's going to be taken away.
Yeah, Ornn, one of my favorite champions in the game. The Bruiser tank, Mage Assassin, Warlock, Hexblade, Paladin, all that. Just really good, has a lot of engage, disengage, scales really well. Lane isn't that bad. He does surprisingly a lot of damage, but Stun is going to go ahead and pick up the Lulu and possibly their AD carry. So I'm going to be playing it a little bit safer with the Lulu disengage and the polymorphs that you can throw out, as well as the overgrowth for her AD carry to keep them alive a little bit longer in some of these team fights.
Yeah, you mentioned the Lulu. I permaban this champion in solo queue. I think she's so infuriating as a laner to try and play against. Seeing it kind of makes my stomach churn a little bit, but Tom Kent's going to be locked in as the matchup into the Ornn, so it's probably just going to be a tank slap fight. There's not really kill threat from either of them on the other, I don't think. If there is, it's probably Kench favored, but like by poking down Ornn, which is a task in itself. Karthus hovered. I did see this in the OPs. I'd be very intrigued to see it locked in. Oh, it's going to be locked. First Strike Karthus has been a thing that I've been hearing a lot about, so
yeah,
I'm interested.
This is probably going to actually be a Karthus jungle. The jungler for the side of Funk has been playing it, so we'll have to see if it is going to go into this jungle or if they're going to be flexing it. but Alistar into the Lulu, so you're going to try to go for a little bit more of that kill pressure early into this laning phase and try to set the Lulu behind before she can really get her AD carry snowball.
And a big thing to note, a very fun interaction, Alistar can use that ultimate to cancel out Lulu Polymorph. It is one of the most fun things because I hate Polymorph. That ability is dumb. Love seeing the pickup. It can struggle a little bit in the lane phase, so I'm expecting to see a lot of roams, a lot of pressure towards the mid side, maybe playing with the Karthus, trying to look for some aggressive jungling, I'll say. The Karthus not necessarily known for it, but if you generate a lead with Karthus, it's really, really hard to shut him down. Kog'Maw gonna be locked in. This is a puppy comp. Lulu Cog and a catch.
Yep. We got protect the Cog coming out. One thing with playing Karthus into Lulu, it can feel really bad because when those characters get really low and you get your R to try and help to get those kills, Tahm Kench has the shield and the Devour. Lulu's got the shields and the Overgrowth. Kog'Maw doesn't have much, but the Lulu and the Tahm Kench are probably going to be protecting him. So those Karthus ults aren't going to be doing nearly as much damage as you'd wish they would be doing, and it can kind of take a few kills away from Karthus if you time things right.
Yeah, more things to be hating Lulu over. This champion's dumb. Please, I hate it. I don't want to see it. I'm gonna have to cast it, unfortunately. Ugh, sorry. Just this Yordle in particular, not a huge fan. More AD carries, though, being banned away by Stun Gaming Invictus, taking away the Caitlyn, taking away the Jhin, two other champions that alongside that Jinx, I think have risen in priority since the patch dropped. It's looked pretty good for these two AD carries, I'll say. Amumu taken away, solid jungler that's being banned away, definitely understand that. Probably going to be a second jungler following. Just more things you don't want Karthus to run into. Never mind. Victor forgot about that thing, saw it in an OP. Crown of the Shattered Queen, first strike Victor is disgusting right now. Not too. I'm honestly shocked that they didn't take it early, but not too surprised that it's banned away. And Trundle gonna be the lock-in for the jungle.
Yeah, Trundle into this Karthus can actually put a lot of pressure on the Karthus. It doesn't really have a lot of those escape tools. Very mobile champion. Trundle can kind of run into his jungle, throw that pillar, and just run at Karthus. And it can be a little dangerous, especially if you don't have those lane control. But we'll see what Funk does with their AD carry and the mid laner, considering how quite a few AD carries are actually off the table. Or AD carries. But gonna go ahead and lock in this Syndra, very powerful mid laner, very strong early game, can get pressure, has a lot of kill potential, especially with Karthus with the unleashed power into the Karthus ult. But we're not seeing a lot of arcane champions this game. Caitlyn, Jinx, and Victor all off the table. So no arcane buffs unless there's going to be a Jace, which I doubt at this point in the game. Maybe they throw it mid, but I doubt it. But the final pick for Funk is going to be Varus into this bot lane, so does have the ultimate to lock down either Kog or Lulu in these team fights and for the bot lane 2v2. And so it does have a little bit of that kill pressure. We'll see if he goes lethality or if he's going to go this poke build. But the final pick is going to be Azir. More stuff to keep Kog'Maw alive, can push away the backline, can push away Alistar. Or it's gonna be Lux. So a little bit more range instead into the Syndra.
Yeah, speaking of champions that have been incredibly strong on this patch, Lux has gotten buffs for a few patches now. She's ridiculous at the moment. You can build Crown into specific comps if you needed to, but she does so much damage. Already before, it was one of those, like, if you hit a Q, you're probably gonna just one-shot somebody. Now it's even worse. Her E, I believe, got a little bit more damage thrown onto it. She hurts. She hits like a truck. It is ridiculous. And especially into something like that Syndra, it's definitely a lane you can stay alive in. Something to note as well, there's the potential of a Lulu flex to mid. Highly doubt it, but it is there if you want to put the Lux support, try to bully out the Alistar early on. I'm interested to see it.
I haven't seen a lot of the Lulu flexes, probably most likely going to be the Lux mid here, but Lulu has in the past been able to flex into the top and sometimes into the mid and sometimes the top lane. But with the Tahm Kench and the Lux, I'm assuming it's going to be the Lulu into the support role. But we'll have to see everything. Overall, for the lanes, top lane is a wet noodle fight. We've got 2 tanks. That's about it. They're just gonna be hitting each other. Observer's gonna like that. Gonna watch some wet noodle fights this game. Jungle, I would say Trundle has the early priority into this Karthus, but when Karthus starts hitting those higher levels, around 6, things can get a little dangerous because he can gank every lane at the same time. Mid lane, I would say this goes towards Syndra, and if Karthus comes towards mid with that wall, can potentially get a kill, especially if she hits the Scout of the Week. And the spot lane 2v2, if Lulu and Kog'Maw can survive and not fall too far behind early, it can be a very, very big threat to Funk's team. Kog can really shred through these champions and put a lot of pressure onto them.
Yeah, Kog'Maw notorious for, granted this was more back in the 5.0 attack speed Kog'Maw days of the, you just shred through some people really, really fast. He still does it, just not necessarily to the same level, right? This champion is incredible when he gets any sort of lead. Granted, there is a decent potential to shut him down early, not necessarily in this game, however. I'm looking at it. Varus can bully out a lane, but you're not going to have Syndra roaming down. It's a Karthus, right? Karthus doesn't gank, not early. And you have an Ornn. You can look for a TP, I guess, but this Kog'Maw right now seems to be sitting pretty, should be fairly safe in the lane, no?
Yeah, he should be pretty safe. Lulu can just polymorph the Alistar P6 when it goes in, and just stop any form of engage that Alistar can really do. Karthus' only real gank tool is his wall, which is a slight slow, and without setup from the Alistar, Lulu and Kog are able to just freely run away. So we'll have to see. My guess is, or what I'm hoping to see at least, Alistar goes this Predator build. We've been seeing it a lot with a lot of these roam supports. They've been taking this Predator and they've been roaming a lot. And I'd like to see him put pressure into this mid lane and to get Syndra very far ahead, to the point where it doesn't matter what shielding or HP that Lulu can give to Kog. She can press R and Kog'Maw will die unless Tahm Kench ults him to safety. That's what I want to see.
You say you've been seeing a lot of Predator playmaker supports. I've been seeing a lot of Glacial playmaking supports, so I'm interested to see which we'll get. Glacial also feels incredibly overtuned right now, so would not be too surprised.
I'm not sure. Does Glacial work on Polymorph?
I'd assume so. I think it counts as hard CC.
If so, I would like to see Glacial Lulu. Not gonna lie.
Oh my gosh, that sounds strictly worse than Guardian, no?
But the slows.
Oh my gosh.
Big slow.
Anyway.
The main engages for the side of Funk. I mean, the Ornn Horn, you have a Varus R, and you have, if Syndra hits a good Scout of the Week. Maybe an Alistar engage, but mostly going to be that Ornn Horn. If you can dodge the Ornn Horn, you should be pretty free to fight front to back with the Kog'Maw, with the 2 big tanks, Tahm Kench, Trundle. Lux has the shielding for Kog'Maw as well as the zone control, the roots. Lulu just pockets this Kog'Maw and Kog'Maw just runs rampant in the fight. So a lot of pressure on shin pads to get a good play onto Kog'Maw. The Tran to be able to hit those Scout of the Weeks and try to get into the backline to destroy that Kog'Maw. And we'll see if this Varus is going to go the poke build or the on hit. If it is the poke, you're just looking for any sort of poke you can get onto Potomac Gurren. But if it is the on hit, then he needs to be focusing down these 2 tanks.
Yeah, I almost feel like you need, if you are nominal on this Varus, you need to go the on hit. You need something that can deal with Tahm Kench Trundle, because right now you got a lot of burst. You got Karthus, you got Syndra. You got some decent lockdown, but there is nothing threatening this front line. And if Varus goes for the lethality build, cool, you might blow up Kog'Maw. Cool, you might blow up Lux. But now you have Kench, Trundle, Lulu just running you down. Syndra is not going to be able to do anything against Kench. Varus lethality Varus against a double frontline feels absolutely awful when you're trying to just kite it out. Karthus, I think, can spec into like a Leandries and be fine, but even then, you're still like pretty burst focused with that Requiem, so I'm interested. I'm expecting we're gonna see on-hit Varus, of course. We do have 2 minutes until that question will be answered, but K9, any last second thoughts before we take it to a break? Anywhere to look? Any specific place you want to focus in on for this matchup between these two teams?
Definitely going to be this mid lane. If the train can get ahead versus this Lux, I think it'll be very, very difficult for Stun Gaming Invictus to really stop her. And if she can get that lead, she can kill the real carry Kog'Maw, which is, I would say, the only real threat that Funk has.
Yeah, we will have to see. Focus on the mid lane, says the Colorcaster for the night. But with that in mind, we're going to take a short break before we hop into the first game of this best of 3. Funk Swizzlers on the blue, Stunned Gaming Invictus on the red. Very excited to see what happens in game 1. We will be right back after this. Welcome back, everybody, to Game 1 between Funk Swizzlers and Stunned Gaming. Oh my gosh, I have the team names up and I still just, like, small-brained it. Oh my, it's been one of those days. Stunned Gaming and Invictus. I always forget when it's the third name, or the third word in a name. It's fine, we're doing great. Funk Swizzlers on the blue, Stunned on the red, and, some pretty beefy comps. We gotta protect the Kog'Maw composition coming out on the red side. Blue side, that is a stock standard team fight comp, and it is that Predator Alistar like you were mentioning in the draft K9.
Yeah, really excited to see that. Hopefully we'll be able to see some roams. Also is going to be the Predator Syndra. We did see a little bit of the Predator on the mid laners to kind of help roam around the map a little bit faster, get into those bot lanes, and be able to get pressure there. But starting off, junglers both starting on their blue buffs, normal for Karthus, very mana hungry in this early clear, so gonna need to get that done. And then the Trundle is also starting on his blue, so could have started on his red, but is gonna be pathing up top early, or maybe he's gonna look for an early invade outside. But
the early headbutt bot lane, that is so cheeky from Shinpad. Granted, you like never start headbutt on Alistar, but that is absolutely hilarious to just witness. Tom Kench just licking something soon up in the top side as well, getting a favorable end of that trade before the pillar comes in, but already we're seeing the level 2 advantage potentially being pushed forward by the bot side. Lulu opting into the Relic Shield to try and contest it, really like that, but doesn't matter. Shinpad's hits level 2 and they back off. Griff actually gets that level 2 proc just in time.
yeah, so really like the Relic Shield, able to contest that early, but
Ooh, mistiming the headbutt Polarize, unfortunately for Shinpads, but does come out favorably in the trade. Trundle, worth noting, in the bot side, did go for the full bot side clear. Karthus currently clearing down towards the red buff, but Shinpad's going forward. Nominal will be trying to aggress the headbutt to knock the Kog'Maw away, and Shed Knight just in the area. The PTA procs, and first blood over to Potomat on that Kog'Maw in the bot lane. Very, very well played from this side of Stun Gaming Invictus.
Yeah, and good pathing on Shade of Night. Saw that...
the flash top! Doesn't matter, Devontae Fanboy's getting invaded, the chomp comes down, the wall of pain comes down, the Skittles are being thrown, the turret's being tanked, the flash from the Trundle, the auto, the Skittle, and Devontae Fanboy with the kill. Very over-aggressive from Shade of Night, and now Karthus is on the board.
Yeah, and that's the power of the early Trundle. I mean, Karthus even was a level up, but still couldn't really deal with the Trundle having that PTA, having the pillar and the auto attack up, speed up with the zone. It's too much for the Karthus to handle early, but went a little too hard there. Flashed under turret, took a shot, I think, and then Nominal was also there to help out his jungler. So is a 1-for-1 overall, and I think this actually is going to favor the side of Funk, because the jungler does lose his blue buff in the end.
Yeah, and Trundle definitely slower at clearing the jungle than Karthus. Karthus is notoriously fast at it, but it does come at the cost, as we see here, of just not really being able to contest these crabs. Granted, XP was reduced in this preseason patch, so it's not as relevant as it used to be. Part of the reason I think we're seeing so much Karthus come back, but something soon up in the top side. Also want to draw attention to this. Did burn the flash aggressively, did not end up getting the kill. Not Ivo was able to maintain their flash, so the summoner advantage up in the top side as well for SGI.
Yeah, but this lane is pretty stale. Kills shouldn't come out here really from either side. I'm pretty sure Ornn here is going to be looking for a recall. Is low, does have the TP. Karthus,
the Predator. The Tran gonna find the stun with the Scatter of the Weak. And just dodging out from the W as Wally, but still, look at that, man. This champ is so strong right now. The Tran just arguably playing it better, hitting more skill shots, and Wally hits an E and an auto and wins the trade. So, a little unfortunate there, but the Tran still doing okay in this mid lane, all things considered. Sitting just about a wave behind, so eating the Lux pressure fairly well at this point.
Yeah. Ali, Shinpads did head up there, tried to look for a gank on this Lux, but couldn't really find much. You know, Karthus is looking for something in the bot, isn't 6, and does get spotted out by the Sword, so yeah, Griffin, Potomac, Garen able to just kind of walk away for free. Karthus doesn't really have any camps up right now, so is gonna look for this dragon. Mid laner has come over. They have the bot prio, so this should be first strike.
I thought there was gonna be more.
Over to Funk Sizzling.
Yeah, I mean, the big thing to take note of as well, this was kind of the one change in the patch that went under the radar by a lot of people. Cloud Drake gives you move speed, so it feels a little better, I think, than the ult reduction, but Lulu just gets engaged with the headbutt pulverized, flashes the ignite, gonna get the kill with the flashlight, finding Lucent Singularity, finding the kill on the mid side, and every time there's one, there's a response from the other. Overall 1-for-1 in 2 separate plays.
Yeah, so really good headbutt pulverized there by Ali. Does find out the Lulu, burns flash exhaust, little too slow, the heal comes out as well, but the ignite was already ticking.
Oh, Potomac, I don't think you want that trade. Trundle was in the area, but top lane slap fight, stun from the tongue lash comes through. Bella's breath, something soon gonna be taken low. Potomac still sub 200 HP, playing really aggressive, and here comes the Q! Finds it, nominal! Picking up the kill in the bottom lane.
Yeah, just a little too overzealous for that CS. Had little to no HP.
Oh, Shinpads whiffs the pulverize, gets the headbutt down onto Shade of Night though, and that's gonna be enough. No pillar comes out, so for the first time this game, a kill has not been responded. Just the kill advantage. The trend though up in the top side.
Predator
onto not Avo, who's gonna burn the flash. Scatter of the Weak comes through, Dark Spear comes through, but just the flash for Predator. You take that every time. This is the strength of Predator mid laners.
Yeah, but because she's running the Predator, had to go early boots. She's really lacking a lot of damage, only sitting on 2 amp tones versus Wally, who's sitting on the blasting wand and 2 amp tones. So a little bit less damage than you're hoping for. Also, currently is down 2 levels to Wally.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter if your whole team shows the Predator, the Pulverize, the Headbutt, the Wall of Pain, the Ultimate, and the Tran picks up the kill on the mid side on that collapse, but something soon might be caught in a rough
Does
spot.
have the horn.
Has the horn, like you mentioned. The Ultimate coming through from Karthus as well, but the Devour comes through onto the Ornn. The Flash gonna be popped as well from something soon. Call of the Forge God coming in. R2, it's gonna hit, but the Grey Health Shield comes through. Tongue Lash goes wide, and the Searing Charge to get out. It's a trade, but one that Ava will take all day long on this Tahm Kench.
Shade of Night is looking for this. He has Flash.
Oh, the Trundle coming in top, cancels the recall with the Pillar. Might be looking to proxy the wave, but this does mean blue side knows they can play aggressive bot. They're playing forward. Something soon backs off, does have access to the teleport, so should just be able to reset and get back pretty quickly.
Yeah, so not going to be able to find that kill onto something soon, but does have the pressure, so is going to look for this Rift Herald, I believe. Does have the TP is going to come out, but Avo kind of low here. Lux moving over, so I believe this should be a Rift Herald for the side of Stun Gaming Invictus. With no real answer, Karthus looking bot lane.
Yeah.
Maybe gonna try and dive.
Well,
Syndra's running down too.
I was gonna mention the trend with the Predator does have the roam potential coming through here. Wave should crash. Kog'Maw not burning level 6 to try to get in. Shimpads does have the ultimate as well. Wall of Pain comes down, headbutt pulverized, the ult coming through as well from Shimpads, and Potomat is down, following with just Griff at the end, but does find the kill with the Acathian surprise. Not something you see all that often, but this time around, Potomat feeling pretty okay with that trade. Meanwhile, something soon gonna get tagged up by the Trundle, takes the blast cone, manages to get out, but jumps straight into the waiting arms of a hungry catfish. Not Avo, just gonna lick him down, lick him up, and lick him into the ground with the tongue lash. 1-0-0 on the Kench. And decent return trade, but still coming out a little bit in favor of Funk Swizzlers.
Yeah, it's gonna be the 2-for-1, so they do get something soon in the top lane. But, I mean, very good roam there from the Tran and Demonte. Actually, it was 2-for-2 because I forgot Demonte did die to the Acathian surprise.
Oh, Demonte fanboy, I'm not sure you want this. Puts down the Wall of Pain, but has to flash away from the pillar instantly. Abyssal Voyage, though, comes through, and not even might be a little far forward. Pops the gray health shield. Does end up getting a decent amount here, but the Call to Forge God comes through. The flash from Shaded Knight and the Devour coming through as well. Oh my gosh, God. The dive out, but Shaded Knight will be taken down to the Requiem. Damonte Fanboy picks up the kill post-mortem, and now Not Evo going to be running away, trying to get out with that Kench, and might be able to do it. Scatter of the Weak did go wide. Shin pads, though. Headbutt Pulverized does land it. Light Binding goes wide. Pillar comes through, gets that Bellows Breath extra knockback, but Kench is able to escape with his life. This is a weird game.
That's the problem. Kench is just so tanky, only sitting on that Bomby Cinder and the Merc Treads, but being so much magic damage, they really couldn't get much damage all through a shield or through the passive regen, so not able to actually kill Ava there even after burning so much, but they were able to get at least a 1-for-1 trade on Shaded Knight. Heal?
Yeah, had to burn the heal, had to burn the ult. Living Artillery does more damage the lower health you are, so not too surprised to see the respect properly paid there. Something Soon just gonna proxy the wave, knows basically what's happening. They do see, of course, the entirety of Stun Gaming Invictus on the Drake. Karthus takes the top jungle. Ornn is free to just proxy this out, and if there's any response from Kench, Karthus can run up. Looks like Evo might be trying to take this, though. No access to the Devour. Wall of Pain comes through. Searing Charge actually doesn't land. The Abyssal Dive gets this Kench out again. But Something Soon now access to the plates. Karthus got a whole quadrant in response for the Drake, so definitely think he's okay with that. Shin pads, though, gonna burn the Predator Flash, being burned by Wally to stay alive. So a very, very good trade up coming out from Funk Swizzlers once again. Wow, that reset was close.
Oh, I thought Bombies would have canceled it there, but Something Soon able to just barely through the skin of his teeth get the reset. I think Abel might have found him. He might have actually been able to pick up that kill, considering he is up 2 levels at about 30 CS. So the lanes for Swizzlers, all of them are either even or down, except for the jungle. Jungle is up 30 CS right now, but
yeah,
I mean he's still getting bullied out by this Trundle.
Call the Forge God, and it goes wide. Hits just the blue buff, but there is a Syndra running over to try and respond. Shaded Knight was looking for a cheeky play to try and go in. Does force out the smite from Damonte Fanboy, but again, 40 CS up on this Karthus, doing work right now. So definitely feeling all right, all things considered, with this game state. Cog, though, on the shield bow, you mentioned, gotta burst through the Cog, gotta kill the Cog early. This is just gonna make it so much more difficult to do. Griff, though, gonna get tagged up by the Chains of Corruption. Requiem coming down as well. Flash from Griff, both gonna be burned, but the Tram does not use the Unleashed Power onto the Lulu. She stays alive. Potomat flashing forward, gets the shield from Help Picks as well, and will get the shutdown onto the Syndra. Meanwhile, Shinpad's gonna be taken down by Shaded Knight, who keeps running forward, subjugate ticking, but no more in the tank. This should be the bot T1 going over to this side of SGI, but the response will almost certainly be the top T1 for the Ornn for Funk Swizzlers.
Yeah, and good TP comes in from Ava. Wally on his way down early as well. Tran burned his teleport, but Something Soon didn't have his available, so in the end became a 4v5, and just you could see the power of the Cog Lulu. Cog able to just survive for so long, didn't even worry about the Syndra because the Unleashed Power didn't even proc the shield bow. So
and it's only gonna get worse from here. Kog'Maw looks to be building into that wit's end, so a little more magic resistance. But Shaded Knight gonna find Something Soon, gonna find Shin pads, gonna be just knocked up and say, all right, you know what? There's 2 of you. I've had enough. Gonna run away. So stalling out the recall from the Ornn, but ultimately not the end of the world one way or the other.
Yeah, and Karthus does finish his mythic. It is going to be the Leandri's Anguish. So going for a little bit more of this shreddy build to try to help take down the 2 big front lines of not Abo and Shaded Knight. So less burst onto this Kog'Maw.
Oh no, but Shinpads gets the Moby Boots canceled out by the Rift Herald. Shaded Knight, though, gonna be taking, or finding the Tran, but the Tran missed the Scatter of the Week early, so will just be taken down. Unleashed Power, not gonna find the kill. Shaded Knight not even at threat of dying. Nominal, gonna miss the Chains of Corruption, but Potomat is in no man's land, will end up falling on the Cog. 1-for-1 thus far, but Carthus goes down! The final spark from Wally finds the mark. Damonte Fanboy had the flash as well, so probably should have been able to stay alive from that one. They end up getting the Herald. TP being channeled by Ornn to deal with the Kench does not get canceled, so will be able to just catch the wave down there. But he is the one with the Rift Herald, not where you want to see that, especially with that TP being down.
Yeah, and Wally actually able to pick up the kill onto the Karthus with the Cathian surprise. Lux all able to get the Karthus very low through the smite, and then Kog'Maw was just there running at him, so able to pick up that kill. I think he had a little bit of gold shutdown on him, so that's more money into the pocket of this Kog'Maw, and I mean 4-3-1. He's building into this Wit's End. It's gonna be so hard to kill him with the Syndra and the Karthus at this point.
Yeah, I mean, he's gonna get pretty beefy, to say the least, this game. And we've already seen the Tran not having the most successful Syndra game, just not quite able to find those Scatter of the Weeks, not able to put out as much damage as I think we're used to seeing come out from the Syndra. Worth noting as well, even with the doubled rates of the 2 new Drakes, we will be seeing an Ocean Rift this game, so something we're all a little more used to. But first Ocean Drake of the game does go over to SGI, and they're sitting pretty, sitting about 2,000 gold in the lead for the time being, and sitting pretty comfortable in terms of map pressure and tempo, I'd say.
Yeah, definitely. 2 minutes waiting on this Baron, so mostly going to be sitting in the side lanes, the Kench and the Kog'Maw and Lulu squad. Gonna be farming up, getting those items. Cog getting very close to his second item. Gonna be the Wit's End. Gonna be very powerful, giving him a lot more damage and some surprising amount of tankiness to go against this Karthus and this Syndra. So gonna be very big item for them, and I believe that Varus is actually also building into that. So gonna help versus the Lux, trying to find something on this red buff as well. Damonte Fanboy.
Oh, the Predator coming through. Shaded Knight gonna just... Oh, wait, actually stays alive with just the smite. Burns the flash, but the Requiem coming in, but Griff was in the area, so interaction you mentioned earlier on, the Help Pick shield, just keeping Shaded Knight alive even through all of that. Didn't even burn the Subjugate, so able to stay. Granted, burn smite flash on the red buff for sure, but Shimpad's gonna find the headbutt, gonna find the pulverize. Damonte Fanboy looking for the Qs, not quite able to find them. Nominal trying to run away. The heal was burned there, but the Devour being burned in the bot side. Something soon, just getting licked down. Although the Tongue Lash does miss, then cancel out on the knockup as well with the Bella's Breath. Not Evo trying to find more, but will just be something soon walking away. So overall, just a trade of cooldowns, it seems, but the Tran pushing out mid lane in the meantime. Final Spark comes in just to clear the wave. That'll be back up in like 20 seconds, so no need to worry about that.
Yeah, so far the Tran hasn't really showed up as much as we'd hoped. Is down about 50 farm. Does have the kill advantage, but is actually down about a level, so hurts a little bit. But the top lane down 2 levels. Luckily, Damonte is up the level with his Karthus, able to just kind of power farm, able to do his own thing, and the bot lane up a level. But Kog'Maw, very scary at this moment. Has a lot of gold in his pockets.
Yeah.
And very close to finishing that Wit's End around the time that Baron comes up. And Wit's End, Kog'Maw and Lulu can really burst down this
that
Baron.
Charges,
so,
right? Yeah, the charge,
they get the charge
will take that mid T1 finally. The Tran was trying to hit it earlier. Shinpads
is looking.
might be looking
has
over
flash.
wall. Call the Forge got it coming in. Flash headbutt. The Pulverize
Oh,
only
no, he
onto the
missed.
Kench with those flashes coming out, so Shinpads will have to run away, not Avo. Gonna be taken low, but does have the gray health. The final spark coming in, and something soon dies to the living artillery. Nominal now getting run down by the Trundle, trying to trade back with the headbutt. Pulverize into 3! And Shinpads gets a decent return trade. Requiem comes down, gets the full channel off, but Nominal trying to fight Avo will get the kill. Kog'Maw, meanwhile, finding the return trade onto the Varus, and Lulu with the exhaust able to stay alive. Griff doing so much work on this champion and making it look easy. It is a 3 for 2 in favor of SGI.
Yeah, and the Shade of Night, the subject, it didn't even come out, couldn't get it out on time, could have kept himself alive even longer in that fight. But yeah, the strength of the Cog and the Lulu there, able to just get so much damage out. Alistar got so far in the backline. Syndra landed the huge Scout of the Week, even through the Ornhorn and through the Karthus Requiem. I mean, it's so much healing and so much shielding, and this Kog'Maw is 7-3 right now. It got big shutdowns and is a real problem that they can't really deal with.
Definitely agree with you there. He's building into that Rageblade. Oh my gosh, it is just one of those days where I'm forgetting the names of literally everything. Teams, items, champions, abilities.
Evo?
Shinpad's gonna land at the Pulverize, not looking for the headbutt, looking for the trample stun, but does not end up finding it. We'll just run away. So burns the Predator, but it is a fairly low cooldown. Something soon though walks out of the bush and just alerts the entirety of Stun Gaming Invictus that he's there. Drake goes down regardless. That is now sole point for Stun Gaming Invictus, and Ocean Soul with the double front line tends to feel pretty good.
Yeah, Ocean Soul, double front line, and this Lulu. I mean, it feels really nice, that extra healing. Just the last fight, we saw how long it lasted. It was a very extended fight with these front lines. Ocean Soul just gives you so much benefit in these extended fights. You get so much healing and regen from the soul and just the dragons. It's so oppressive to deal with that this Kog'Maw is almost going to become, with the Lulu, a tank in himself.
Yeah.
That Fanboy and Nominal and the Trin can't really deal with, having the Wit's End, having the Shield Bow, having the Pocket Lulu with the Wild Growth and the Pix Shields. It's too much for them to deal with if they can't stop them from getting this Ocean Soul.
Yeah, you mentioned with the Lulu buffs, this Kog'Maw could start feeling like a tank. I'd even argue, I've seen some Kog'Maws, I'm not saying it's good this game in any capacity, but I've seen Kog'Maws build like Branduins, right? Like, he could even just build tank. This champion scales so well just with levels and just with the ability to kind of be Kog'Maw, I guess. Like, he does percent max health magic, he's big chillin', so definitely a potential. I agree though, you can just keep building damage and he just puts out so much of it. Does not take much as a result of the Enchanter buff. He's terrifying right now.
Absolutely. He's probably gonna finish. He's gonna go into this Rageblade, and I want to see him pick up like just a tank item, like just actually build a full tank item, and because you don't need the extra damage at this point. You're doing so much damage with the Wit's End and the Gwynsus and your W damage, doing the percent health max, and the Lulu buffs, that you could just go a full tank item and be unkillable, and have to not worry about any more Varus damage, any more Karthus damage, or any more Cinder damage, because you have this tank item. You don't need more damage at this point. You're so far ahead. You're 7-3-1. You're almost 200 CS, and once you finish this Rageblade, you're unstoppable.
Yeah, we'll have to see if he decides to subscribe to that. There's also an argument to be made here for like a Hurricane going in as well. Just more AoE damage. Definitely could see that. Big things to note though. Syndra apparently is Predator needlessly large rod. I don't know if you see that as well.
Yeah. New item.
New item. Not really. spectator bug. Actually, it happens in client too. One of my friends yesterday had it happen where an empty item slot had Predator attached, so it was very entertaining. Something soon, though. Gonna be eaten up by the Devourer. Shaded Knight is in the area, but something soon might look for Searing Charge out. Pillar comes through. Ornn still really tanky. Subjugate has yet to be burned. Now
there it is.
Done, but the Scattered Leak onto 2. The Ornn Horn down onto only the 1, but the ultimate coming through from the Tran does not secure the kill.
Flash?
But it does secure 2 flashes. Kench and Trundle both having to burn theirs. Drake in a minute 20, but Kench is going to be taken low. But the Ocean Drake healing, the Tongue Lash healing, and the it's not enough.
God.
The Abyssal Dive does not come through, and it's a kill over to Demonte Fanboy on the Karthus.
Yeah, they just lasted so long.
No, Nominal is caught in no man's land himself, though. Light Binding lands, and this is just a free kill for the Kog'Maw. It is the turn of the turret, but Drake spawning in 50.
I think being on point, you're on still point right now for the side of Stun Gaming Invictus. You have the Cog and the Lulu and the Lux there. You know that the enemy jungler is bot side. You could just turn on the Baron there and at least be able to burn a teleport from the Tran or something soon. I would have liked to see them just jump onto the Baron. But you have the tank and the Lulu shields and the Lux shielding that and the damage from Kog'Maw can just shred through Baron. I would have loved to see them just turn onto it and burn some of these summoners, these big TPs for this Drake fight. But I'm gonna actually take a recall and head and contest this soul point.
Oh, the Light Binding onto 2, the final spark, the Lucent Singularity, and Demonte Fanboy is dead before the fight begins. Not gonna pop the Requiem either. This might just have to be a Miracle Steal, and it does not come through. Ocean Soul secured by Stunned Gaming Invictus, and I agree with you. I think they should have just turned for the Baron. You still had 50 seconds on the Drake. Definitely a very, very strong window there, but they do opt into the arguably safer play of just taking the Drake, and will now turn their attention towards that Nasher, that purple worm up in the top side, and there is no chance at a response from Funk's Swizzlers.
Yeah. This should be pretty free. Avo kind of zoning him off single-handedly, so tanky.
Call on the Forge God coming in, lands onto 3. Not Avo does have the flash, but not a ton else. The Requiem comes through. The Baron has been secured. The Requiem, though, will do a lot of damage. Griff has to burn the flash, but Shimpad's burning the stasis. Meanwhile, the Tran in the bottom side trying to find a kill on the Wally. Nominal flashing, but flashing the wrong way. And Potmat flashes to follow. Headbutt gonna find its mark, but the Pulverize will not. And it's 3 for 0, soon to be 4 potentially, as the Tran gets hit by the Abyssal Dive to scatter the weak down onto Avo. But here it is, the shielding, the healing from the Ocean Soul. And yeah, you have Shadow Flame, but you do not have that Morello. Not enough left there, I don't think. And huge fight wins coming out for Stun Gaming Invictus.
Yeah, and now that they have this Ocean Soul in the Baron, they're going to be pushing for this inhib. Only 2 members alive. They should be able to just take this for free. Gonna look for Demonte.
Yeah, Demonte Fanboy just gonna get hit up with the Tongue Lash. Has to flash away from it. Not able on the Kench, who does have access to the Devour once more. Ray health is there. Will start ticking down as well. That makes it 2 inhibitors that have now fallen. And it is a 9,000 gold lead. The TP from Tom Kench just to try and push in the 3rd wave as well. Look to just take the entire base off of the back of this Baron.
Yeah, gonna start heading towards this bot lane. Already broken the outer. Looking for this Nexus inhib, or looking for the inhib turret. Have the Baron buff still for quite a while. And I mean, at this point, you're thinking.
Oh, the Light Binding again! Demonte Fanboy gets tagged with the root, will be taken down. The Chains of Corruption not going to be enough, and it is a 5v4 with that Ocean Soul. Another dirty light binding landing, and Nominal just gets run down, but actually Shaded Knight gets taken down. Not Ava going to be taken kind of low with that Wild Growth, but Ornhorn onto 2. That's 2 quick kills, but it's just the Kench now as the Abyssal Dive comes through onto the backside. But yeah, you mentioned it. Cog untouched and just putting in work, pumping out damage, and cannot find the last R onto something soon before will end up doing so. The Tran going to be taken low. Another Living Artillery. Make it one more. It's a double kill for the Cog. Make it another. And all these ults are coming close. He wants it. Wall of Pain coming through. But this Kench does not take a lick of damage. It will pop the Grey Health Shield, but Damonte Fanboy going to be taken down. Kog'Maw going to pop the Stasis. Nominal going to be taken low, going to be taken down. And the Devour to keep this Kog'Maw alive and to bring Stun Gaming Invictus to a 1-0 lead in this series.
Yeah, really well played by Potomac here. And the Kog'Maw had a little bit rough early game, but I mean, they didn't put him far enough behind where it really mattered. So by the time, you know, those mid-game team fights came around, he was even on items, and the Lulu just able to protect him so well with those shields and with the Wild Growth. That last fight, he was untouched, and it looked really good for a while there for Swizzle, but it just wasn't enough. You really needed to jump onto that Kog'Maw, and the Syndra wasn't far enough ahead where her damage really scared Kog'Maw, and he had the wit's end. So, you know, you got to be looking for some big draft changes if you want to be able to pick up a game here against Funk Swizzlers.
Yeah, if you are on the side of Funk Swizzlers, a decent early game it felt like, especially considering something that I would constitute as a scaling composition, but you really don't outscale Tom Kench Kog'Maw, especially on the backs of that Ocean Soul. We'll have to see, though. I definitely think it's going to be a very interesting series regardless. Stunned Gaming Invictus, though, taking a very, very strong showing in Game 1, converting it into a win and converting it to their slot in the upper bracket finals, I believe it is. So the one before Grand Finals, technically semifinals, it's a double elimination bracket. So they would be, if they win Game 2 or Game 3, sitting pretty, sitting in a slot against, I believe it is, I have this up, it's this one, yeah, okay, New World Gaming. So, you know, it would be a very, very nice place to be, because even if you lose that, you only got to win one series, and then you are, or maybe it's 2, and then you're back into that final. So, interested to see what will end up happening. Stun Gaming Invictus, though, currently sitting 1-0 in the set. We're going to take a short break before we hop onto the Rift for game number 2 between these two teams and see if Funk Swizzlers got a little bit left in the tank to get us to that coveted Game 3. We'll be right back after the break. welcome back everybody to game number 2 between Funk Swizzlers and Stunned Gaming Invictus. SGI taking a very, very strong, dominant win in game number 1, and Funk Swizzlers looking to change some stuff up, taking away that trundle that was so pivotal in game number 1. I am MXL, joined by K9 tonight as my color caster, and I'm interested to see what you think of these drafts, what you think's going to change. Are we going to see that first pick Ornn once again? Never mind, it's going to be Lux.
Yeah, so gonna go ahead and take the Lux away from Stunned Gaming Invictus this time. Was it quite problematic, did have a lot of damage.
Oh no.
But looks like we're gonna be running the Cog Lulu back again. Round number 2. Overall picks and bans. Stunned Gaming Invictus, no changes from game number 1. However, Funk Swizzlin did drop the Seraphine ban for Trundle instead.
Yeah.
So a little variation there, but Misfortune Corgi both still off the table. Gravesboard Jinx still off the table as well. Yeah, the last game, the Cog Lulu really was problematic.
Yeah, but if you want to shut down a Kog'Maw, generally you want something aggressive. Caitlyn would be the definition of an aggressive AD carry. She has been so strong ever since the changes, especially if you pair her with something like the Lux, or I'm not saying to pick it because it's awful into Lulu, the Morgana. You can really pump out a ton of damage, do a ton of work in the lane. Kate Lux is one of the strongest bully lanes right now in the game, and could potentially shut down that Cog Lulu early, especially with the aggression of a Xin Zhao.
Yeah, definitely. So very, very different draft this time around. So instead of the Alistar possibly going to be the Lux into the support, could also be a flex in the mid lane. But Caitlyn going to be picked up, was banned his second rotation last time. And Xin Zhao, so very different jungler here for the side of Funk Swizzlin, for Damonte. Not on that Karthus anymore, on a much more aggressive early game jungler. But Stunned Gaming gonna go with another tanky sort of jungler with the Sejuani, and they say no Ornhorn.
Yeah, and I was wondering, Funk Swizzlers opting into the Ornn first pick last time, the response was Lulu Kench instantly from SGI, so not too surprised to see the Ornn taken away. It is a comfortable blind pick. Tom Kench also going to be banned away. Gangplank, another pretty strong champion, at least in my opinion on this patch. Feels pretty solid, and we'll have to see. I'm assuming this will be another targeted ban. Actually, this one's going to be thrown towards the mid side, so not wanting to see the Vex. Definitely understand that. I mentioned earlier in the broadcast, Crown of the Shattered Queen feels nuts. On Vex, it feels super nuts, so I'm cool with that champ not being playable. I've been abusing it in solo queue, so whatever.
Crown of the Shadowed Queen abuser?
Definitely. I abused Aftershock Lux in Season 7. I'm not above Freelo.
I abused Karthus.
Win some, lose some. Mundo, gonna be the blind pick for the top lane, though, and this, I really like this from SGI. You don't know where the Lux is, you don't want to draft yourself a less than favorable mid matchup. You think maybe you'll do fine with it in the support matchup, and if they throw it mid, you get a counter pick into it. You can see something spicy. They're gonna take the Syndra again. It's
gonna be the Syndra again. So it is gonna be the Lux support. Syndra didn't really do much last game, so hopefully we can see a little bit more this game out of the Tran. But we're gonna go ahead and see what this top lane is going to be into the Dr. Mundo. Pretty safe. Has a safe way to farm. Is just very tanky and does have that sustain innately into his kit. But it's gonna be a Tryndamere. So are we gonna see it?
I have not seen this champion in a hot minute. It looks to be locked in. Now, granted, it is pro draft, so there is the potential that they wanted to swap it off. But for right now, as far as we're aware, this Tryndamere has been locked in. No updates on that front. So I'm going to say that's Trynd. That is Tryndamere top lane.
Yeah, and Tryndamere did see quite a bit of play back in the Worlds. But Victor left open. So
Battle of the Arcane, Caitlyn versus Victor here for this game number 2. The big thing I wanted to draw attention to was, you mentioned Syndra not feeling like the best champion last time around. I don't know if you feel like this as well, but it almost seems like it's a byproduct of playing Syndra into a double front line. It happened again, except this time you picked into it, right?
Yeah, this time you saw the Sejuani Mundo, and you said, you know what, I think Syndra's gonna be good here.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Granted, like, if you get ahead, Syndra is always gonna feel good from ahead, even into frontliners, right? This might be a cleanse angle, though, because of that ultimate from Sejuani, just the reliable lockdown that she can provide into a mid gank. We'll have to see.
We will have to see. But the Syndra Victor matchup, Victor, kind of a little insane right now. I've heard that he's quite strong.
Yeah.
Currently.
This champion is absolutely nuts, and you factor in the way his passive works, right? It used to be the like 1200 gold sync you'd have to get for first upgrade, and then another 1000 for second, and then like 800 for third, right?
Yeah, it felt like you were down an item because you would have to do that.
Oh, it felt awful. You'd have to go that first, and then you lose out on so much, and it was.
You wouldn't get an early like lost chapter for lane or anything. You'd have to go to that. Yeah, it feels awful.
But this champion now needs to get 100 stacks per upgrade for up to 3 upgrades. 1 stack per minion. I think it's like 5 per cannon minion, and then 25 for a killer and assist. So you're going to probably see a lot of attention towards this mid lane, or you're going to look at Wally to try and roam around the map, try and make plays happen, and just try to get those stacks rolling early. Syndra Zin, though, is definitely a 2v2 that can just pile onto a Victor and shut him down early, no?
Definitely. Like the 2v2 matchup of Victor Sejuani versus the Syndra Zin, you know, you look at Zin's, one of his strongest points is that level 3, when he's got his Q, the knockup, he's got his dash, and he's got his slow and the you know, the little poke. At that point, Sejuani doesn't really have a lot of pressure. She's got her stun after she lands 4 hits. Victor can't help her because he's ranged. And Victor has a gravity well and a little bit of movement speed and a little bit of damage. He doesn't really have a lot to assist with the 2v2. So the 2v2 definitely going to have to go early with the Zin and the Syndra, but when Sejuani starts to hit that level 6 and Victor hits that level 6, it can kind of get a little bit more easy and a little bit more 50-50 because Sejuani has the very powerful ultimate, the Glacial Prison. Victor having the Hex Core can be a lot of damage, especially if they really focus fire one person.
Yeah, definitely interested to see how that's all going to play out. I'm also keeping my eye out on Tryndamere as a champion, right? This is not something that I've seen a ton of recently, and the last time I think I saw it a decent amount was as a mid laner. So yeah, it's been a hot minute.
Yeah, back in Worlds where he would be played as a mid laner and he would just shove in and then back off and then heal, and then you couldn't really do much versus him and you could never dive him. So gonna be in this top lane, probably gonna be going for more of that split push build. We might be able to see that early hole breaker, which has been coming up a little bit, especially if you get ahead, can feel really oppressive. You feel like you can't ever kill him, and he just gets so much benefit and stats out of it, and you can really just shove down a side lane. And if you're playing Mundo and you're even or a little bit behind, you can't really do much versus Tryndamere to stop that.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how that's all going to play out. Trend can definitely look to bully down Mundo in the early game. Interested as well to see if we're going to see something a little cheeky from something soon. Potentially a Ghost, potentially an Ignite, potentially both, right? Like, this is something Tryndamere can do, and if he gets a lead with it, he can take over a game, he can take over a side lane, and he can be an absolute menace as the game progresses. I'm interested, though, as to your thoughts on some of the other matchups. We've touched a little bit on top. We've touched a ton on the jungle mid 2v2. Bot side, what are we looking at? We already saw Cog Lulu, but Kate Lux, tell me about it.
Very, very different than the Varus Alistar. Varus Alistar much more engage heavy. You're looking to just you're looking to not get poked out and to just hard engage onto either the Lulu or the Kamo, whoever's caught out. However, the Caitlyn Lux, a lot more zone control, a lot more poke potential with the Lux E and the bindings and the Caitlyn traps. You know, Lux lands a binding onto one person, Kate puts a trap under. That's gonna be a lot of damage onto either Kog'Maw or Lulu. So gonna have to watch out for that. Caitlyn also having a lot of range like Varus, more auto attack range. Varus has more range with the Q, so we're gonna have to see. But I'm definitely gonna be looking for Caitlyn and Lux to be able to put a lot of pressure and to get Kog'Maw and Lulu low enough so that Xin Zhao could possibly come bot lane and maybe dive or at least just get flashes or summoners out of them.
Yeah, I'm gonna just say counterpoint polymorph, but that's definitely my bias as a frequent dive player myself. Polymorph is ridiculous. I hate it. But we'll have to see Stun Gaming Invictus trying to close this series out in a clean 2-0, move their way into the upper bracket finals, and Funk Swizzlers backs against the wall. If they lose this one, they go down to the lower bracket and have to fight for their way back to the grand finals. We'll have to see what ends up happening. Game 2 coming up right after the break. We will be right back. Welcome back, everybody, to Game 2 between Funk Swizzlers and, I did it again, Stunned Gaming Invictus. I got there. We got there. It's one of those nights, man. I'm like fine, and then I go to do intros, and then I just forget. It happens, but some big things to take note of. Tryndamere not doing anything too spicy. We've got 4 lethal tempos and a first strike victor.
Minions have spawned. I'm very excited to see this first strike victor in action. Able to just give himself free gold and be able to kind of get an early lead, but Funk Swizzlers Did look for a little bit of a cheeky early 5-man, but weren't able to find anything. Might look for this blue?
Yeah, they're going for the late invade, but Demonte Fanboy gets spotted out. The Permafrost trying to come down, but the smite has to be burned early. Wally's in the area, he procs the first strike, and Demonte Fanboy has to flash out, trying to run away. Nominal has to flash away as well. Demonte Fanboy goes back in, and the kill will go over to Wally almost certainly, as it's taken by the victor, and that's 25 stacks in his pocket. Avo's still in the area. Nominal just trying to run away. The Bone Cleaver's coming through, and that's a kill to the Mundo as well. The flash from Potomat being burned feels a little bad, but overall 2 kills, and the camp going over to SGI in the early game, and they are already off to a 1,000 gold lead.
Yeah, and one of the big things is Victor picking up that kill. That is a fourth of the way towards upgrades.
Yes.
Which is kind of big. It's kind of big. So he's feeling very happy right now. Hasn't reset, so hasn't put any of that gold into items yet. But I mean, already bullying out Tran.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
And that's before he's reset. So it feels a little bad. Tran running this Predator again, so gonna try and roam around. But I mean, top lane already has that kill. Picks up the early cloth armor to help into this matchup, and I mean, it feels a little bad overall.
Scatter the Wheat going wide in the mid side as well. The big thing that can be a decent plus side is that you do end up with the XP lead in your mid top side. As a result of all this, you trade it for the bot and jungle XP, of course, but there is definitely a window for something soon and the Tran to try and push these XP advantages at that level 6 mark. We'll have to see if that comes through. Scatter the Week does end up landing by the Tran, as the Force of Will comes through as well. Dark Sphere coming through, and all of a sudden Wally forced out of the lane.
Yeah, good damage from Tran, but is out of mana now, so Wally gonna reset and take a TP back into lane, it looks like. Xin gonna be heading towards the spot crab, and meanwhile Shade Knight in Zin's top side, able to just pick up some of these camps.
Something soon gonna be taken low as well, but the last cleaver does not connect. The Yordle Snap Trap though, Potomat gonna be taken to about half HP, so now the Kate coming through doing what we were anticipating it would do in this lane after that rough early it's not even a gank, just early play. Something soon though, and Shade and Knight just spotting each other out. Spinning away is something soon, but there is nowhere to go here. A great flash though, and it doesn't matter. Not Avo. Gonna be taken low, will not fall quite yet. Does end up getting taken down with the auto attack, but Potomat's gonna be taken low. Shin pads will be taken down as well. It is a 1-for-1 in the bottom lane. The Glitter Lance comes through, but the Yordle Snap Trap Griff, I'm not sure you want to be taking this fight against Caitlyn. Lethal has been stacked decently. The shield comes through, but the 90 caliber net goes just a little wide. Another great Snap Trap coming through, but it's not going to be enough. 1-for-1 in the bot side, 1-for-1 in the top side, and this is a little more reminiscent of Game 1.
Yeah, definitely starting to go a little bit more towards Game 1, but looking to do a little bit of a lane swap something soon, heading towards this mid, and the Tran heading towards top. Xin is bot side, but not gonna be able to find too much with Caitlyn being so low right now, so
yeah,
just gonna head into his jungle.
Definitely feels more of a call from Nominal saying, hey, help me push this lane out so I can get a reset. Does come through, ends up with the tier 2 boots for Caitlyn as opposed to a Noon Quiver for the Kog'Maw. Never mind, Nominal decided against it and went for the pickaxe and the tier 1 boots instead. Still think that's a fine option. I think AD tends to serve Caitlyn a little better, but the extra move speed definitely is going to be beneficial against Koglulu.
Yeah, definitely going to be very nice, able to kite out some of those fights and dodge some of those skill shots from the Kog'Maw, especially when he gets closer and closer to hitting that level 6. Mundo back up on the top, already picking up that Bramble Vest though. Very good item into Tryndamere, cuts down on his healing and all of the damage that he does, being such an AD heavy, auto attack heavy champion.
Yeah, definitely like that pickup. Helps negate some of the healing that can come through in extended fights as well. As the light binding goes wide,
Oh,
Lucent Singularity has been flashed away from Damonte Fanboy. Flash follow, but will be the exhaust as well. The knockup gonna land onto the minion, but Damonte Fanboy gonna be taken low. Shimpad's gonna miss the light binding again. The Arctic Assault coming through, teleport coming through as well. The knockup down onto the Sejuani though, and Damonte Fanboy picks up the first kill of the fight. The TP, or sorry, that wasn't even the trans TP. That was from Something Soon, who ends up just picking up, I believe, the assist there. But the Tran does come through on the roam to pick up their second kill of the game in the bot lane.
Yeah, so overall, does burn a lot in the bot lane. Flash from Shinpads, flash from Damonte, and TB from Something Soon. And they're really only going to get plates, which are going to get dropped top lane and mid lane as well. I would like to see them with 5 members down bot lane looking to go towards that dragon. Able to pick up an early mountain. Could be beneficial, but in the end, just going to get the kills and a couple of gold points and plates into their pockets.
Yeah, and we mentioned the early XP lead that Something Soon and the Tran had gotten. Top lane, all of a sudden, Something Soon is now a level behind. Was 2 levels behind for a little bit. Does now have the Undying range, so might be able to contest Not Ava a little better. As this is what we do see come through. The mocking shout for the slow. Not Ava gonna turn with that ultimate, and Not Ava gonna be taken low, but Something Soon's got nothing in the tank. Burns the Q to try and heal, but the cleaver comes through, and Not Ava with the solo kill. But the Trends up here, popped the Predator rather. Does hit the Force of Will. The Scout of the Week lands. Not Ava, though, going to be taken low. Might be able to get out, but the auto's coming through from the Tran. A ton of healing still for Mundo, but the kill still traded over. Meanwhile, on the bot side, the 2v2 kills. Sejuani was in the area, but did not have the ult, did not hit anything. So ultimately, just there for a bit of pressure, and Shinpads has ended up going down.
Yeah, and Potomac, you're in 2-1-2. You don't want to be seeing that if you're a big fan of Funk Swizzlers, because we saw how problematic this Kagumon was last game, and getting this lead with the Lulu again can feel really bad, and that's going to be a Mountain Soul or Mountain Dragon to make them a little bit tankier as well now, but not going to be a Infernal Soul this game, so we might be able to see one of the new Dragon Souls. Chemtech, kind of insane.
I feel like Chemtech's getting buffed as well. The Drake doesn't even feel that great. Something Soon though. Trading with Wally in the mid side. Does not have the Undying Rage quite yet. The Light Binding lands though. Shinpads doesn't have anything. So I got excited for nothing. No Final Spark available. Lucent Singularity did a little bit of damage, I guess, but Chaos Storm was burned just for the trend reset. And the lanes have swapped back to normal after the Tran had pushed in the top side.
Yeah, the Shinpad's not being level 6 doesn't have that Final Spark, doesn't have that big damage ability yet, so Wally not really too scared of dying there. Knows that he really did a lot of damage to Something Soon. Not having that Undying Rage up means he's pretty safe. Gets a little bit of poke on the Tran, but also nothing going on. Damonte is looking for something, but yeah, I think they know.
Taking a lot of damage here. Lucent Singularity lands. The Light Binding down onto 2. And here comes Damonte Fanboy. The flash instantly burned by Potomat, and he will end up falling right at the start. The knockup down onto Griff as well. Double kill for the Lux at the start. And Mundo's here, sure, but there might not be any chance at a rundown potential. Damonte Fanboy runs away for free. Lucent Singularity comes through for the slow as well, and Nominal just gonna pump out damage. The Light Binding into the Final Spark. Nominal trying to find the last bit in the flash, but the ace in the hole finds the kill, and it's a big pick up for Funk Swizzlers in the bot side. Something Soon, though, in the top lane, trying to go for something aggressive. Pops the Undying Rage, but will end up being taken low. Flashes away from the Glacial Prison as well. So Shaded Knight does just burn the ult for the flash, but does have the Arctic Assault. Lands it, lands the W as well, and the flash auto will secure the kill. Shaded Knight with the solo kill on the Tryndamere.
Yeah, Something Soon just thought he could do something. Shaded Knight really low in HP, but Undying Rage is down, doesn't have any of the Rage passive up to get the big heal off, so Shade Knight able to just flash, does burn the Chilling Smite, which does a little bit of damage, and able to pick up a nice kill onto something soon. Feels nice, but items are starting to come out. Lux has the Ludens. Victor already has the Crown of the Shattered Queen. Oh boy, what a fun and engaging item.
Well, okay, I know people rag on this. I do this whenever people like rag on an item a lot. The counterplay to Crown is the same counterplay to Malzahar passive, where you just like auto them once from range, and then all of a sudden it's a worthless item. Because you lose a lot of value with that shield being down, and it's down for 40 seconds. So if you just auto him and then run away, you have a 40-second window to just hard force, hard engage, and this looks to be the call potentially. But Shinpad spotted out. Shade Knight will just force the flash out of the Lux. The Tran is in the area, misses the Scatter the Weak stun. Light Final Spark rather will end up just coming across for a tiny bit of damage, and that's gonna be it for that mid fight.
Yeah, Tryndamere, or not Tryndamere, Xin Zhao and Sejuani have also finished their first items, going to be the Shield Bow and the Frostfire Gauntlet. So big items coming out from them.
Yeah, Damonte Fanboy does land the knockup, will force Shade Knight out of the jungle, but I'm curious as to your thoughts here. If we'll even get the opportunity to discuss it. Top lane, Something Soon and Evo just gonna fight. Ultimate being burned by the Mundo. But the mocking shout slow coming through, and Something Soon will not be able to find the kill. Meanwhile, the Unleashed Power on the bot side finds the kill down onto Griff. Damonte Fanboy looking for a little more onto Shade Knight. The W comes through, but that is the kill with the flash follow from Damonte Fanboy to try and walk out from Wally. And this might just be the turn towards that Infernal Drake. 30 seconds on that timer. But I do want to get your opinions now that the action seems to have settled down. Shin pads. Maybe I'm not going to be allowed to talk. Maybe I'm not going to be allowed to toss you this question. But Shield Bow Xin Zhao, what do you think?
I think that's what most people are doing now. But...
Scatter the Weak stun, but the final spark comes through. Wally's going to have to burn the flash to get out. Oh my gosh, I just want to like give you a question.
You know, these teams said, we want the color to talk. No, we just want to listen to play-by-play.
Alright, now you get to talk about Shield Bow Xin. I haven't seen Xin in a while. I think he used to build like Eclipse or something. Triforce way back in the day.
Yeah, so I believe Shield Bow is the play nowadays. Gives him that attack speed, a little bit of damage, but the big thing that Xin likes on it is that shield. Feels really nice. You can dive in knowing that you have that big shield up and able to stay alive and have that lifesteal in some of these extended fights. Probably going to be going into some tankier items now, but...
Something Soon, just trying to find a way out, but the dash gets cancelled by the Arctic Assault. The stun comes through, not Evo, just going to find the last cleaver, maybe. Something Soon actually... Okay, Blue Smite.
Okay.
Never mind. Almost had access to that ultimate, and that could have gotten really hairy if that came through, but... does end up falling. Not having the best game, unfortunately, as a result of, I think, almost just that early TP cost him a lot.
Yeah, fell behind a little bit. Did have the early XP advantage, but Evo did have that early kill, and that TP really costed him a lot of gold.
Damonte Fanboy finds a wild Cogmaw
Giran,
by his lonesome, and the Cog is dead.
That's the one problem with...
Final Spark misses, the Gravity Well comes through, Wally just gonna run down this Lux. Not a ton that you can do there, just a little over-aggressive for sitting in that position. No real vision, no way to stay alive there, and doesn't hang with their life.
Yeah. Forgot to mention, soul of this game is going to be another Ocean Dragon.
Oh,
so,
dear lord.
No new Drakes, Sag. Ooh,
yeah,
big plans.
Unless there's a chance of us getting to that third game, we will not get a new Drake Soul. Unfortunate. My first cast on preseason, I got both of them in the same night. Felt really nice.
I haven't even seen one of the new. I haven't seen one of the new Drake Souls in the game yet.
You need to play more League of Legends. Rift Herald does get two charges.
I've seen it in game. I haven't casted one yet.
I see. That's fair. Rift Herald does get the second charge though, and the gold actually is very even. For as much pressure as it feels like SGI has, the gold doesn't really reflect it, and Something Soon is not winning these trades up in the top side. Yeah, Mundo just has almost 2 items, and Trend has a Noon Quiver.
Yep. Yeah, he's working on it. Give him a little bit of time.
It's gonna be like that for a bit, unfortunately, and this is the downside of Trend, is if you fall behind, it's gonna feel really bad for a while. If you get to like 2 items, you'll kind of be back in it. You'll be able to take over the side lane. Shin pads, again, might just be caught out. The cleaver lands. Flash is available for this Lux. Does burn it early, but the second cleaver lands, shin pads will end up going down. And again, just way, way, way over aggressive from this Lux.
Yeah, was sitting on top of the ward. Didn't know has the sweepers, but was on cooldown. And Mundo just kind of walked at them.
Oh, the scatter of the week onto the Lulu. The Tran now punishing the enemy support. So it is just the trade of supports in the long run. Something soon, though. Kind of in no man's land. We'll have to pop the Undying Rage. Try to get out of this one. The Mocking Shout for the slow, but takes the Blast Cone. Shaded Knight's there. No shot.
Why did he flash? You're not going to execute.
Okay, the kill goes to Sedge, though.
Okay, that's not that bad.
Yeah. Glacial Prison lands onto the Syndra. Very big pickup. The Chaos Storm into the Death Ray finds the kill. And again, the flash away from Shaded Knight. But Nominal has been tagged up by the Gravity while trying to get a decent turn, but not able to do quite enough. And yeah, a very good punish from Shaded Knight. I didn't really think there was an angle there, and this Sejuani just managed to find one. Very, very well played from the jungler of SGI.
Yeah, definitely able to land the big Glacial Prison onto the Tran. Was 5-0, so had a decent shutdown as well on him. So that's going to go into the pockets of Stun Gaming Invictus. And this victor is starting to become a little scary. 3-0. Does have 2 items, does have the Crown and the Shadow Flame. And with Ocean Dragon and Soul going to be the soul of this game, it looks like they're starting to position around it. Trinir is in the top lane, does have TP. Syndra down, pushing out this wave.
Yeah, final Spark Burn trying to steal away that blue buff, but Monte Fanboy jumps onto this Mundo, will pop the passive. Kate denies the trap, but the Tran has to pop the Scatter of the Weak, lands the stun onto 2, but the Living Artillery is coming through. Potomat, though, will back off. Syndra is relatively scary at this point, but the teleport coming in from the Tryndamere. Evo will end up popping that Sadism, try and just do a ton of healing for the time being. Does have the Wild Growth on, so will just be able to tank through so much damage. Something soon trying to find a return kill as this Trin will not be able to find it, but does force the flash out from Wally, so might be worthwhile trade, worthwhile investment there. This should be the Drake going over to Stun Gaming Invictus, but there is a potential that a future fight can go in favor of Funk Swizzlers.
Yeah, Evo looking for the Tran.
Oh, lands the Cleaver. Not able, almost ran away, but yeah, Scatter of the Weak not able to knock back Mundo as a result of that passive. The tower shot is not enough, and not Evo, just running away, waltzing away. Mundo still goes where he pleases.
Yeah, Mundo really does go where he pleases when your CC doesn't work versus him, and considering you're a Syndra and your only CC is the Scout of the Weak, and that's on such a long cooldown, he can get on top of you, and if you don't have the damage to kill him, he's probably going to kill you. Does have 2 items, is beginning to work on his 3rd. Meanwhile, Tryndamere only sitting on that Kraken Slayer, was able to put out quite a bit of damage the last fight onto Wally. Wally did have to burn that flash, but unfortunately, Something Soon not able to pick up that kill, is currently 0-7.
Yeah.
Feels a little unfortunate at the moment. Shaded Knight picked up his 2nd item, is going to be that War Mugs. So a classic item for the Sejuani, having the passive armor. You just pick up a bunch of HP and you say, hey, I don't really need MR or armor because I just get it from my passive.
Yeah, and I want to go back to this Kraken Slayer pickup from Something Soon as well. Definitely understand why it's being picked up here. You're laning, side laning against the Mundo. Definitely a really tanky champ. I just really prefer the Gale Force active. I think it's really nice. Mocking Shout, though, gonna... Oh, never mind. Undying Rage just not popped, so solo kill for not Avo on the bot side. Even through the tower shots. There's a ton of armor on this Mundo. I'm not too surprised right now. Frozen Fist, Thornmail, Plated Steel Caps, as I always get corrected. That's what they're called. And Warden's Mail. So just auto attacks don't hit Mundo.
Yeah. Auto attacks really don't do a lot of damage, and the main threats, besides Syndra, come from purely auto attacks.
Yeah. Oh, the dive from Damonte Fanboy. Podmat trying to do something, but that ultimate from the Xin doing a ton of work right now. Damonte dive back in, finds the kill on the Victor. Ace in the hole finds the kill onto the Sejuani as well. But Podmat flashes forward, finds 3, make it 4! And that is a huge quadra kill coming out from Podmat, looking for the Penta. Something Soon, though, does have that ultimate, so probably won't be able to find it, I would assume. We'll have to see. The turret in the mid lane does end up falling. And a huge, huge fight win for Stunned Gaming Invictus.
And it really feels like the same situation from last game. Put him at Garen on this cog ball with the Lulu. He got so low in that fight, but thanks to the lifeline passive from the Immortal Shield Bow and the Lulu shielding, he was just unable to be killed. Burned the flash. There was so much burn to try and kill him, but they never were able to really get that final blow. And because of that, Kog'Maw able to just dish out so much damage with the W, the percent health damage, and just the living artillery.
Yeah, just so much from Potomat, trying to just put the carry pants on, make a performance similar to that from game 1. Something Soon, though, going to be taken incredibly low up on the top side, and this is going to be what this matchup turns into for a while. Trend kind of needs to get right now to 2, maybe 3 items before he's realistically able to do anything to Mundo, even remotely. But the Trends in the area might be looking for something. Misses the Scatter of the Weak. Predator's still going, though, so we'll have to see. Yeah, not going to find anything there, so should probably just be looking to clear the wave. And this does open up a huge window for SGI to take over vision control in the bot side. 1 minute left on the Drake spawn. Shinpad's taking about a quarter health from that death ray.
Yeah, and with Dragon spawning in 50 seconds here, gonna be able to put the side of Stunned Gaming Invictus onto the Soul Point, and
oh, the knockup coming through from Damonte Fanboy. The ace in the hole as well. Forces the flash out from the Mundo. He did also pop the ultimate, but the Drake spawning in 30 seconds. No KR. Not the biggest cooldown to burn, of course, but it looks like there might be a call to trade for the Baron. Trend might be caught out, pushing a little far forward, but Baron looks to be the call right now from Funk Swizzlers.
They're gonna look at this. Avo can stall.
Oh yeah, I was gonna mention the pink ward as well, but not Avo. Just trying to stall this out. No Q available for Damonte Fanboy. The 3-talent strike should be coming through momentarily, but the Wind Becomes Lightning will land. Knockup coming through as well, and the headshot finds the kill. Drake still has yet to spawn, but Shinpads might be caught out at the Baron. Living Artillery aggroes it, and Shade of Night with the burst from R2 finds the kill. Not something you ever say when it comes to a Sejuani, but 1-for-1 overall. However, that is a massive shutdown into the pockets of Nominal.
Yeah, so another big shutdown claimed, and they're gonna actually turn on to this
doing
Baron,
it.
so
yeah,
it's coming up from Something Soon.
It's a really slow Baron, though, and the response is coming out from Stunned Gaming Invictus. They're in the river. They're looking to fight this, and it looks like Griff gonna have to flash out, but Something Soon dives in regardless. The exhaust comes down onto the Trin. Shade of Knight's in the pit, but the Baron gets secured by Damonte Fanboy. The Trin falls. Damonte Fanboy falls. But now it's Nominal versus Shade of Knight, and I don't know if Kate wins this. Although the headshots, the Kraken Slayer, never mind. Caitlyn doing so much damage. The reset comes through as well. The Baron goes over to FS, and SGI take the fight, but ultimately, if you are Funk Swizzlers, you take that every time right now.
Yeah, so a lot of kills go over, but Damonte Fanboy able to land the smite, able to pick up the Baron, so they only have 2, one on Lux, one on Caitlyn, but this is gonna be Soul Point picked up for Thunder Gaming Invictus, and another Ocean Soul. And how many forms of anti-healing are on the side of Funk Swizzlers are there?
I mean, and the other thing to note with that, first off, the answer to your question is still 1. Sorry, there's an Ignite in the game. But it's Mundo as well. Like, even if they don't have Ocean Soul, you're probably going to want that at some point just to try and deal with the Mundo. Kate, I believe, should be getting the Infinity Edge here, so we'll be at that 3-item spike. Should be able to start speccing into it. Looks to be opting into potentially the Rapid Fire Cannon instead. Not huge on this one personally, but we'll have to see. There's always the angle of Lux building Putrefier and then using the W shield to apply it, but again, not necessarily the greatest argument. We'll have to see how it all pans out, as Lux does seem to be building into that Horizon focus at the moment.
Yeah, so, I mean, with double Ocean Dragons and going to be Ocean Soul, as well as the middle, there's no anti-healing. And, you know, at 27 minutes into the game, you would expect at least one form of anti-healing, but Something Soon has decided to go into the Navori Quick Blades.
Which, to be fair, is a pretty staple thing for Trin. Definitely can understand this. Monte Fanboy, though, finds Shaded Knight, but here comes Something Soon. Jumps onto the Kog'Maw. Ace in the hole comes through. Final Spark comes through. The flash from Potomat, though, keeps him alive, and Demonte Fanboy jumps in, but Nominal burns the ult, has to try and run away. Demonte Fanboy into the backside, but this fight has just gone so bad for the side of Funk Swizzlers. Avo gonna try and run down the Cinder. The Light Binding lands, Loosen Singularity, the Ignite coming through as well. The Potomat's back, healing up,
but that's Cog.
and somehow comes out of that fight full HP at the end. Just so much healing, so much sustain, so much survivability for the Kog'Maw, and it's a 4-for-0 as FS looks so incredibly rough here. And now SGI pushing down for the base.
Yeah, I don't know if they could end Something Soon up here. Demonte gonna be spawning in a second. They are gonna be able to break open the space and pick up some of these inhibitors, but I don't think the game is just gonna be over quite yet with the respawns coming out.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Demonte Fanboy jumps onto the Mundo. Ace in the hole comes through as well. The kill comes down onto not Avo.
Kog'Maw's not here for this fight.
Yeah, and I believe this is the first time we're seeing objective bounties tonight as well.
I believe so. I don't think there was any in the first game, and or if
Well,
they were never really claimed.
Yeah, so this is where it gets interesting. They're potentially looking to trade tier 2s here. What this means is the tier 2, and now you get the tier 3 push as well here, but objective bounty comes through. That's an extra 200 gold from the looks of it to each team member, and now they're pushing for the tier 3. There's no shot. They're base racing. Oh my gosh!
No way.
Funk Swizzlers are going for the base race. They're 4k gold down, almost 5k. Something Soon pops the Undying
Something
Rage,
Soon can hold
hits
this.
the turret. One Nexus turret has fallen. A second Nexus turret has fallen. Now the Nexus is going to fall. Funk Swizzlers, are you kidding me? Tie this series up with one of the most ridiculous base race calls I have ever seen.
The call just to go, we can win the race. We have the Caitlyn, we have the Xin Zhao, we have the Tryndamere to tank the turrets with the ultimate. They just had more damage. Kog'Maw, very good at fighting, you know, champions, but the percent max HP damage, it doesn't work on turrets, whereas Caitlyn's headshot does. So able to just burst the turrets faster than they could really take the turrets in response, and Something Soon goes 0-11, but it doesn't really matter when he's able to just tank the turrets and just really win the game at the end with Nominal and Demonte and the Tran.
I'm at a loss for words right now, K9. Wow.
We got a game 3. We got a series.
If there was a world in which game 3 looked plausible, it wasn't this one to me. Something Soon fell so far behind so early on, but there was so much fight in this Tryndamere. Like, even though every fight was going not necessarily ideally, Something Soon made sure that his presence was known. Played very well considering the circumstances, and what a shot call. I don't know if I, in their shoes as Funk Swizzlers, would ever have made that call. But they did. They went for it. They saw the window, they took the window, and they took game 2, pushing us to that 3rd game in this series. We are going to take a short break, try and regather our thoughts after a very, very, very fun game 2. And now we are going to see game 3 between Stunned Gaming Invictus and Funk Swizzlers. We will be back right after this. welcome back everybody to Game 3 between Stunned Gaming Invictus and Funk Swizzlers. Funk Swizzlers backs against the wall, knowing their winner's bracket lives are on the line. Call for the base race, call for the game to end one way or the other, and it forces us to this pivotal Game 3 between these two teams. They swap sides, and this time around, some interesting picks left open. K9, Jinx already taken away by Stunned Gaming Invictus here.
Yeah, now that they've swapped sides, not gonna ban the Jinx, is gonna go for the Xin Zhao ban instead. So they're gonna pick up Jinx's first pick. Meanwhile, for Funk, they are gonna ban the Corki Misfortune and the Tom Kench. Last time we saw the Trundle banned out and then Tom Kench banned out second rotation. However, now it's going to be Tom Kench first rotation, and they're gonna answer with the Caitlyn. So we've got the Arcane bot lane.
Dude, I've played this matchup like 4,000 times, I swear. Everybody is playing these two champions right now. It's definitely snowbally for Jinx. If Jinx gets a lead in this lane, it can be rough for Caitlyn, but Kate early on just has so much pressure, especially if you're paired with that Lux once again. Now, granted, we didn't discuss this in off-air too much, but Shinpats didn't look too comfortable on the Lux, in my opinion, so potentially could be an angle to punish if you are SGI this time around. We'll have to see. I'm assuming this is still going to be the Lux held as a flex, probably going to hold the mid/support pick till R5, but we'll have to see what the response right now is from SGI. They're hovering the Sona. This champ, I have not seen in a hot minute. It's locked in, though. She can be very good. I'm curious as to what your thoughts are on it, but I think she's solid in the right situation.
Yeah, it's a little weird seeing her out so early, being
Yes.
the second rotation and not knowing if that Lux is going to be that support or that mid Lux. But they're going to go Sona Trundle, so Trundle locked in for the jungler of Stunned Gaming Invictus.
Yeah, going back to that Trundle that they had some success with in Game 1, it is blind, so there's some interesting counter matchups that can be taken into it. My brain goes to things like the Kindred, apparently. Funk Swizzle just say, yeah, we're going to go for the Gragas.
Yeah, Gragas is going to be picked up. I'm not sure.
It could be support Gragas still.
It could be support. Could also be top Gragas.
Oh, don't say those things. That brings me back to my days as a top laner. I'm gonna forget you said that. So the big thing that Sona struggles against, her R is very, very easy to dodge.
Yeah.
If you're looking for it, it is super telegraphed. It is super easy to react to. My favorite picks into her are like Lucian, because you have a dash in your kit and then also have Gale Force. And last time I did that, she didn't hit an R all game. I almost felt bad for her. But this isn't necessarily an awful game for Sona, right? Like, you have Gragas who's going to want to dive in on you. He's pretty telegraphed with the body slam. So you definitely have a window for that crescendo to be utilized. I'm just interested to see how the lane's going to play out. She is pretty frustrating to deal with because of all the healing, especially with that updated passive from however long ago. It's been out for a little bit now.
Yeah.
But Vex hovered and
This is going to
locked.
be the Vex.
All right, so technically still a flex. People do play it support. I played AD carry, but I'm a little sociopath, so whatever.
Yeah, you know. Yeah.
I'm expecting it to be mid, but it is blind.
I mean, for all we know, it can go top.
I would hope not. It's not a jungler, I can tell you that much. Her jungle clear is atrocious.
I've tried it once. It was not fun.
You don't clear.
It's so bad. No. Vel'Koz. So it's gonna be the Vel'Koz in the mid lane. Shout out to Wombat, big Vel'Koz player, old friend. And then gonna be the Shen. So a lot of potential to protect this Jinx with the Shen ultimate, with the Sona to heals movement speed, into Crescendo, the Trundle Pillar to block off people.
Yeah, but this comp from SGI right now screams counter engage. And with that in mind, you already have Gragas, you have Vex. I don't know if you want Wukong, but they're gonna double down, say our engage is stronger than your counter engage. Big thing to note, Vex struggles against long range poke mages, namely Xerath and Vel'Koz. This matchup, not too fun if you are the Vex.
Yeah, not really able to use the personal space because of how far away they stand.
Yeah.
So that's basically one ability taken off the table for Vex, and Stun Gaming Invictus really only have one dash, and that is the Shen. So not gonna be able to get too many of the passives out if you are playing Vex. Meanwhile, Funk Swizzlin with the Wukong to engage does have the Gragas Barrel Body Slam combo. Lux can also go for a cheeky light binding, and then Caitlyn able to drop a lot of poke and just a lot of damage range. And yeah, Stunned going for that counter engage or the disengage with the Shen, with the Vel'Koz playing very passive, Trundle Pillars to disengage. So we're gonna have to see if the side of Funk Switzerland is able to really engage so much that Stun Gaming Invictus's disengage isn't enough to keep them alive.
Yeah, I'm definitely interested to see how that's all gonna play out. Funk Swizzlers, clearly no strangers to making some pivotal decisions in a game. It won them game 2, right? They pushed down mid. They said, yeah, we don't care. We're gonna just push down the base. We're gonna try to base race, and ended up bringing them to this game 3. So definitely interested to see. Big things to note, Shen does very good against engage, so does Sona. We mentioned this before. Stand United is ridiculous at counter engaging because you pump a ton of damage into someone and then they get a shield for their whole health bar as well. You also now just have a free teleport to a champion. Feels pretty good there. Crescendo, really good at shutting down some of this engage. You crescendo the body slam and there's no cast coming out. No shot. So you end up with a very slowed down or scattered fight as a result. Interested to see how Funk Swizzlers will play around those two cooldowns in particular, but you even have the aggression from Wally, from Shaded Knight, and even Griff on the Sona. Like, Sona can be a lane bully, and I'm interested to see if that's how it's going to play out in the bot side.
Yeah, one thing I will say is I really want Nominal to pick up an early Executioners. It really cuts down on the Sona healing in lane and able to cut down on her trading power because she's not able to do the walk up. You get the Q auto, you walk back, and whatever poke you take, you just heal it off. If you pick up that Executioners early, it'll stop that healing. It also cuts down on the Trundle healing and just the Sona healing in general as the game progresses. So I want to see some form of anti-healing. Nominal probably, Shinpads maybe able to pick up the Oblivion Orb. Because last game against Amundo, I don't think there was an Ignite. That was the only form of anti-healing that they had, was an Ignite.
Yeah.
And Mundo kind of ran train around them. They were able to pick up the win, but that was because of a quick decision to base race that turned out that it worked. You know, if it doesn't, and if they're able to be stalled out, you know, the game probably goes over to Stun Gaming Invictus.
Definitely agree with you there. Big things to note, though. We saw this issue pop up for the side of Funk Swizzlers in Game 1. It almost feels like if Vel'Koz and Jinx just don't get off the ground, there's not a whole lot left in the tank for the side of SGI. You're looking at it, Sona's not really known for her damage in the later stages. She's definitely more, like, utility sustaining, right?
Yep.
Jinx from behind feels absolutely atrocious. Generally you want to get to that 4-item spike because that's when your champion is probably the strongest. Definitely at 3 items where you have, like, ideally you'd have Kraken, you'd have Lord Doms, you'd have your IE, and then you're just chilling. 4th item would be a Hurricane, feels good. Vel'Koz, notoriously bad from behind as well, I believe, so the damage isn't quite there if he doesn't have the XP or the gold behind it. So definitely interested to see how that will all play out. Anything in particular you're looking at, though? For me, I see Kate Lux against Sona, and I'm like, that's punishable. You should be able to bully the Sona pretty hard. One bind is death, but anything else that catches your eye here?
definitely gonna have to watch out for Demonte Fanboy. Gragas can gank early with the body slam, and when he hits that level 6, has a lot of kill pressure, especially into the Jinx Sona and the Vel'Koz, very squishy characters. So if he goes this AP build, he might go tank, unsure. But if he does go this AP build, he could definitely look to be one-shotting the Vel'Koz and the Jinx and the Sona around level 6. So we're gonna have to see his pathing and how he's gonna be building and itemizing.
Yeah, interested to see what will happen here. Vex, another champion that at that level 6 point and onward, notorious for just blowing up anyone who is squishy. AoE fear, lots of damage. It hurts a lot, but we will have to see. Match point for both these teams. SGI looking strong, but ended up getting taken down in that base race in game 1. We'll see if they're able to bounce back, take this series 2-1, or Funk Swizzlers have turned the tides and brought themselves into that semifinals match. We will be right back after the break. Welcome back, everybody, to Game 3 between Funk Swizzlers, who are on the red for the first time tonight, and Stunned Gaming Invictus. I finally got it this time at the start of a game. We figured it out. We're good. We're doing great. Very, very strong showing in both of the first two games from SGI tonight, but off the back of a very strong base race call, Funk Swizzlers brought us to a game 3.
Yeah, base race call from last game, able to kind of sneak the win under their nose, but game 3, a little bit of a different draft, and Shin and Nominal are spotted out and Griff able to get a little bit of damage and a little bit of gold in his pocket. Nothing really going on bot.
Yeah, and I want to draw everybody's attention to something we were discussing as we loaded in here. Dark Harvest for Nominal on the Caitlyn. Last time around, opted into the lethal tempo. This, to me, signals a little more of that lethality Caitlyn that's been creeping its head around for a little bit. And it's not the worst thing in the world this game. I think it's actually pretty solid, especially when you're looking at basically only the Shen who's going to get really tanky. There's not really a Subjugate to steal stats. Or nobody to steal stats from with the Subjugate, I should say. And you got 3 squishies otherwise, so that ace in the hole, that Piltover Peacemaker, it's going to do a lot of damage the later this game goes.
Yeah, for sure. But right now, junglers are both clearing towards their bot side. Both did start on the top side of the map. So we're going to see how they meet around this bottom scuttle crab in about 30 seconds. Meanwhile, bot lane, Nono and Shinpads do have the priority, being the Lux and the Caitlyn. Are going to have that early prio with the Lux ease and with the Caitlyn range and those Piltover Peacemakers. Meanwhile, this mid lane,
yeah,
the trend really getting bullied out and showing that one of the weaknesses of Vex being long-range poke mages, because you can't really use some of your abilities because of the fact that you are a burst mage that really needs people to get close to you.
Yeah, especially early on. The Mistral Bolt can do some work, but the Shadow Dash up on the top side, something soon going to be taken low. Avo going to force the flash out of the Wukong, but in the bot side, Potomat walks onto a trap. Will be taken low. The flash, the nut, the headshot, but the heal comes through. The light binding down onto the Sona as well, but ultimately, it's the flash and the ignite for just the heal. Something soon actually going to use the Nimbus Strike to just kind of dodge out from the Shadow Dash. You know, Damante Fanboy is in the area with the Gragas. Potomat does still have the flash, so this could be a difficult angle. But if Shinpads lands that light binding, this could be a really free gank. Loosen Singularity comes down. Something Soon still running. Burns the clone, and now Something Soon gonna be slowed up by the pillar. First blood comes through. Damante Fanboy burning the flash bot side will force the flash out from both bot laners on this side of SGI, but they come out with the kill. Slow for a kill, 0 damage done is definitely something.
Yeah, but Nominal and Shinpad able to burn 2 flashes bot thanks to the Monty Fanboy coming down there. Scares him away with the body slam flash danger.
Ooh, the light binding barely missing, and the Loosen Singularity does not cancel Potomat's recall. But yeah, you mentioned 2 flashes burned. This Jinx is going to be falling very far behind early on. Nominal, with that 2-plate advantage, should be able to take a pretty favorable reset here and come back on the map with just so much damage.
Yeah, and it is going to be that AP Gragas has Predator. One thing to note, he did take Predator, but...
Oh, Shade Knight is here. There's no clone. There's no way out. Something Soon gonna get flashed on, but actually...
Oh, no!
The canceled auto attack. Shade Knight has to flash to stay alive as well. Something Soon gonna be taken low. Still under the tower, but Damante Fanboy is here. Something Soon... Shade Knight, rather, knows that this is going on, so no further aggression to be had.
You hate to see it. Both Evo and Shadow Knight autos were out and they just canceled. So not able to pick up the kill onto Something Soon and basically just burned Shadow Knight's flash and Evo's flash actually. So both their flashes are going to be down for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, and Damante Fanboy, never mind, actually Shadow Dash landing onto Something Soon. Oh, every strike from the Q landing as well. Evo just gonna pick up the solo kill up top side and making this last pick Wukong look rough. The Trend gonna burn the flash, the personal space to try and run away as well. Corrupting Pot ticking. Should be able to just waltz on out, but a very big level 6 spike. Lifeform Disintegration Ray from Wally knowing that damage out, but the teleport topside Something Soon gonna get tagged up with the Shadow Dash. And will have to go under the tower. Not able, they're going to be taken low. Something Soon looking. 2 champions at 100 HP. The TP coming through. The Chomp coming through. The Stand United coming through. But the Fear will secure the kill for the Wukong. Shang going to be taken low as well. But there it is. the headshot coming through. Nominal gonna pick up the kill onto the Sona meanwhile. And not able, trying to run away, but the auto attack from the Tran finds the kill. The zap landing on the shin pads, forcing the flash out. Wally gonna be tagged up by the light binding, trying to find the Q, the heal for the move speed to try and get away. And everything right now coming up for Funk Swizzlers.
Yeah, Funk Swizzlers gets 3 kills out of that. Something soon so low, but able to survive long enough so that the Tran able to teleport and pick up another 2 kills. Really well played by bot lane. Rono and Shipad's able to get the 2v2 kill onto Griff. And, you know, able to take this lead and is beginning to really punish this Jinx Sona bot lane with the Lux. Also able to pick up the Dragon, thanks to Demonte Fanboy coming down. So, no Ocean Soul this game. No triple Ocean Soul.
Oh, thank gosh. It's so bland seeing that 3 games in a row. But Ocean Drake will be spawning here in 4.5 minutes. The first Mountain Drake secured here by the side of Funk Swizzlers as well. And that's kind of a big deal. When you look across the board, you see you're laning against this Jinx Sona lane. You're getting extra bonus armor and MR. Or base armor and MR. So granted, you're not building a ton yourself if you're this bot lane, but there is so much less poke potential as a result. Cyclone being burned topside, but Ava, I don't think particularly cares.
I don't think you win this.
And the Shadow Dash coming through, something soon will be taken low, uses the Nimbus Strike, tries to get out, will barely be able to do so. No teleport available, though, does have the flash momentarily. Wally looking for a little more aggression mid-side, but the Tran doing just fine there. And yeah, something soon should probably just reset here.
Yeah, hopefully he resets and doesn't greed for a wave. One thing to note, Demonte Fanboy did take the Predator rune. Doesn't have boots yet. So, feels like you're missing your keystone for the time being. Hopefully we see him reset soon, but does look like they're going to be pushing for a 4-man bot lane.
There's going to be a lot of attention here. Demonte Fanboy spots it out. Does pop the Q, slows them down a little bit. The cask as well for the disengage. Beautifully played from Demonte Fanboy.
Yeah, just able to hover around bot, knows that their mid laner is missing, and because of that, able to keep their bot lane safe and alive. They don't even have to burn any summoner spells for it, so really, really good Gragas barrel there to protect his bot lane, just hovering, doesn't even need to gank. And now we see, has that Predator boots, so finally able to see what he does with this. Is heading towards this top side, but most likely just going to be clearing, considering how Something Soon is kind of a little bit behind and doesn't have that Cyclone, so probably not going to look for a gank.
Yeah, close to coming off cooldown, but if it doesn't work the first time, make it work the second. Griff gonna have to flash away, flash from Nominal to try and stay alive, but Shinpad's one that's falling. The Chilling Smite coming through, the Tectonic Disruption, and a double kill for Wally in the bot side, punishing the over-aggression once more, and this time, there's no Gragas to bail you out.
Yeah, so the 4-man bot lane works the second time. No Demonte Fanboy barrel to keep them alive, and so Wally picks up both of those, so Jinx still a little bit behind, but able to pick up some turret plating here. Feels nice, but response, they are gonna turn on to this Herald, and they should be able to get it.
Super Mega Death Rocket will not be able to secure it from the looks of things, so definitely like the look there. Not too long a cooldown, so perfectly fine to burn that. The Pillar coming through onto the Tran, though. Trying to just get the fear, does get it with the personal space. The Shadow Surge 1 has been popped. The flash from Shada on Knight. Shadow Surge 2 coming in. Stand United as well. But Shada Knight will just end up falling. Another Shadow Surge comes through. The Tran misses the third cast, but 2-0-2 now on the Vex.
Yeah, and Avo, the Stand United comes out, but not able to keep his teammate alive long enough to really matter. And one thing this game, we haven't seen the Stand Uniteds really matter. They come out so late or too early in situations where they're able to burst through it in time where it doesn't matter and not able to capitalize on the TP. We saw earlier Avo ult the Shade of Night like almost right next to him just for the shield, and it didn't really matter. It didn't turn the fight in any sort of way. And there we saw it again. you know, standing so close to him, not able to keep him alive long enough for it to matter.
The big thing to draw your attention to as well with that, I think the best way to phrase it is the Stand Uniteds have all been used reactively. You're using it for the shield, you're using it as that counter dive measure, and in the early game, you want to make proactive plays with it. You don't want to use this as that reactive tool. We'll have to see if that's going to change. Granted, going later, it being reactive is fine. Rift Herald popped in the mid side, though. The Tran going to be slid up by the pillar. The Q coming through from Gragas. The Tran going to be taken low. Subjugate being popped onto the Vex, but this is not a TFT Vex. She builds damage, not tank. So, we'll just flash to get out of that. But the Rift Herald does charge, leading to a few more plates dropping mid. The Tran, though, sees the Shen here, cancels out the Shadow Dash. And the Drake looks to be the call. Teleport available for something soon, but no Cyclone for the time being. Teleport coming in from Wally as well. Shinpads knows there's no Subjugate, but this Trundle is going to be dead at the start. Nominal's going to fall. The Crescendo lands on the 3, but the Soda pops instantly. Wally going to be taken low. Life Form Disintegration Rate coming through as well, but that is 3 for 1 already in this fight. Potomat's still untouched, though Cyclone is here, though, and Potomat's going to be taken low. Gonna get knocked up once more, and Damonte Fanboy finds the kill. It's a 4 for 1 in favor of Bunk Swizzlers.
Yeah, and this Caitlyn building the lethality doing so much damage. The squishies, the Potomac Grin and Griff and Wally just take so much damage from these Caitlyn headshots. And the what is it called? Dark Harvest.
Yeah.
Just able to do so much damage. Really good TB from Something Soon, able to get knockups onto important key members, stops Wally's Lifeform Disintegration Ray.
Oh, Something Soon, why'd you turn back? The pillar comes through, but Something Soon actually jumps to the red buff, and what on earth was that?
Yeah.
Okay, go back to your point. I don't want to think about that.
Anyway, Something Soon, really good Cyclone there, able to stop the Lifeform Disintegration Way. Gets big knockups onto key targets, and able to walk away with 4 kills and the dragon, and no new soul. It is going to be the Cloud Drake soul this game.
Okay, so I want to go back to this point. I touched on it, I think, in game 1. Early move speed, pretty good for just the single Cloud Drake. You still get move speed from the later ones when you stack it multiple times, so it will feel really strong going forward. The soul is still the same as it used to be, so don't worry about that change too much. You still just get move speed when you cast your ultimate. Really cool. That's going to feel nuts when you look at something like Vex. Granted, I think it procs on her first R1 of a fight, because it has a 30-second internal cooldown. But
yeah,
she can use that and then run away. It's an instant cast ult. You can just use it in bolt. Same for Gragas, same for Wukong. And especially with Wukong, it gives you so much chase down potential. So very, very excited to see if Funk Swizzlers are able to get that. It's a huge, huge investment for them. Meanwhile, up in the top side, though, the Cyclone being burned onto the Shen, the Subjugate coming through as well, but not able, going to be taken low, going to be taken down. Something Soon in the 1v2 coming out with the kill, and the Tran is here. Shadow Surge comes through, personal space, Mistral Bolt, and the Tran picking up that one. The Shadow Surge not going to find his mark, but Damonte Fanboy will proc that Predator and ends up burning the explosive cast, but Something Soon picks up the kill on the Vel'Koz. It's a 3 for 0. It's a 5,000 gold lead and a 7 kill advantage for FS on the red.
Yeah, and one thing to note, Wally with the Vel'Koz, the Lifeform Disintegration Rate, there's so many tools to stop that channel. You have Gragas Barrel, you have the Wukong.
Oh my gosh, Soda. The flash coming out from Nominal, the Stand United shield as well from Ava, just to keep his support alive. Oh my lord, that damage from this Caitlyn, and that is the power of Lethality Caitlyn against 3 squishies.
Yeah, just so much damage. I mean, Zona just gets absolutely deleted in that fight, barely stays alive thanks to the Stand United. But again, we're only seeing Stand United being used reactively to try and keep people alive. We have not seen any proactive setup with the Stand United, with the Trundle, with a Sona Flash or anything like that. And because of that, we're seeing this Gold League begin to swell even more for the side of Funk Swizzle, almost over to 7k gold lead.
Yeah, and this is the first time that we have really seen Funk Swizzlers take over a game, right? Game 1, it was a close early game for them, but ultimately this series has been very, very much so dictated by SGI, by how they've looked to play. Demonte Fanboy throws the cask just for funsies. That cooldown will be up shortly, but this is the first time they've been in the driver's seat for an extended duration of time. I don't think they're looking to give that up anytime soon.
Yeah, for sure. One thing to note with Cloud Dragon, did you know for a while it was bugged where you would get both the new passive and you would get the old passive of the reduced ultimate cooldown. You used to get both.
They patched
you would
that,
get ultimate,
right?
Yeah, you would get the ultimate cooldown reduction and the movement speed.
That's ridiculous. Yeah, I'm glad that's not a thing. or it,
yeah,
it might still be. I haven't checked the I meant to check hotfixes today, but
I don't think it's a thing anymore. But it was, which is kind of insane to think.
Yeah. I mean, even just the move speed one, like, everyone memes on move speed. Like, whenever a champ gets a 5 MS nerf, everybody's like, hee hee, it doesn't fix anything. But, like, that's 5 less move speed, getting back to lane, getting to rotate to team fights, on your roams, on everything, right? Like, when Thresh lost 5 MS, that is actually a huge deal.
So 5 MS.
Okay, well, alright. Slow down there, bud.
That doesn't count. That doesn't count.
Passive gives her move speed. But, Final Spark just burned for vision from the looks of it. But yeah, the move speed that this Drake gives is not a small amount. I think it's like 2.5% extra. That adds up very quickly. It's very strong. So to see this given over just without really contesting, especially with the objective bounty on it, SGI getting a little bit more back into this game off of seemingly a misposition or a fumble in positioning from Funk Swizzlers.
Yeah, and that dragon being worth 600 gold for free into the pocket of Stun Gaming Invictus feels really nice. Give them a little bit of a gold boost, considering how far behind they are. Still about 6k gold, so...
Oh, a beautiful crescendo, though, and the Tran has to burn the flash to get out the Cyclone up in the top side. Meanwhile, the taunt does come through, but not Ava will just be canceled out there. The bot T2 ends up falling. Potmat's gonna be taken low. Does pop the Summoner heal, will end up staying alive down there. With something soon with that Sunderer trying to just do work onto Ava, but will most likely just end up falling. The Sunderer healing doing a lot, but not another proc, unfortunately, and that is the solo kill shutdown for the Shen up in the top side. Shaded Knight, though, might be looking for the crab, gets tagged up by the light binding, will end up losing that one and has to just run away, take the blue buff as the consolation prize. But yeah, very good crescendo from Griff to stay alive in the mid side, and a little over aggressive or over eager from Something Soon to duel the Shen under his own turret top lane.
Yeah, especially considering Shen, probably one of the more fed members on Stun Gaming Invictus, has the Sunfire, has the plated steel caps, and Wukong being a very auto attack reliant champion, it feels really hard to get through that. So I think he really overestimated his damage, considering all he has is really the Divine Sunderer at the moment. And Avo has really itemized against this Wukong for now.
Yeah, to be fair, Something Soon does look to be speccing into, I believe that is Black Cleaver. So once that pickup is obtained, we'll just be able to shred through Shen in a side lane. It'll feel really good. We did see there some assist pings coming through towards the top side from the red team. So FS do look to be pushing in for the top T2, trying to get a little more of that tempo going, generate more of a gold lead. They did lose, like you said, that 600 gold from that objective bounty on the Drake. But with that top lane pushed in, they could look to turn on this Baron. They have really good vision control around the area, but still are not aware that that one blue turn gets on there, which will negate a lot of concern from SGI for the time being. But the pillar lands onto Demonte Fanboy. He's going to just try to run out. The W is not quite landing from Wally here, so Demonte Fanboy is able to escape with his life.
Yeah, good footwork there from Demonte Fanboy, dodging out on some of those key abilities from Vel'Koz.
Oh,
One of the problems with
Ooh,
Vel'Koz is if you don't land those abilities, which are mostly skill shots, you don't really do a lot of damage.
Yeah. It is definitely rough. It's the kind of the same thing with Lux, right? Where if you land a Q, you like one-shot somebody, but if you land no Qs the entire game, odds are you're not doing a ton of damage because it's pretty easy to dodge out from the rest of her stuff. So.
Now, what do you mean? Yeah, her E is free damage. Let's be real.
Oh, in lane, sure. Later on, it can be a little hard to get in range.
Yeah.
But do have to see again, very good vision control from the side of Funk Swizzlers up in that top half. They could definitely look to try and take that Baron, sneak it away, but the one blue trinket does signal to Stunned Gaming Invictus that they really don't need to be worried about it. But Something Soon's on the flank, burns the Cyclone down onto Shadow Knight, who will just have to run away, and the final spark comes through, but not a ton of damage onto Wally. The ace in the hole will chunk him, though. Something Soon going to be taken low. The cast coming down into the backside, though. Griff pops the exhaust. Super Mega Death Rocket missed because of the blast cone being a hit. Something Soon just jumping away from that. And out of all of that, the only one to fall is the Shen. Drake spawning here in 50. Mid T2 looks to be the call from the side of FS.
Yeah, but they don't have a wave. Vex is over there clearing it. They're getting poked out from these Vel'Koz Qs. Does do a lot of damage to turrets and is still pretty healthy.
No ace in the hole available,
could
but
be able to just take this turret.
Oh, the turret barely falling. This should be the rotate into the Drake. Shin pads, though, going to be tagged up by that Vel'Koz Q. Doing a decent chunk of damage with that, but Drake on the table now, 10 seconds away. Not sure there's realistically a window that the side of Stunned Gaming can contest this. We'll have to see. But maybe they go for some top vision control. Try and get some defensive vision. Try to prep for that Baron and potentially look for some sort of a fight there.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, this Funk Switzerland already on the Dragon. You know you don't really have a way to contest it, considering how your entire jungle is pretty dark. I think the best play right now is you head topside, you start getting that vision in your top jungle around the Baron, because you know that's the next major objective that's really going to be contested. Dragon not going to be spawning for another 4 minutes 30 seconds, so really need to start worrying about them jumping onto this Baron, especially considering how far ahead they are.
Yeah, definitely interested to see. That blue trinket does look to have finally been cleared out, so a little less certainty from the side of SGI as to if the Baron's being started or not. Granted, right now the vision control does seem pretty obvious, seems pretty apparent. Something Soon in the bot side does have that black cleaver, so now we'll be able to realistically skirmish or duel the Shen, so definitely could look to see that angle. But the Shadow Surge mid forces out the flash from Potomat, but he will end up getting knocked back in with the cast. Going to be taken low, but Direct-to-Cam really likes bot lane. We do see the Stand United coming through onto the mid, but the Cyclone will cancel it. The Shadow Dash ends up missing as a result of the clone, but Something Soon is caught with his pants down. The rest of the team is there, but this will be the call to go for the Baron. Super Mega Death Rocket will find the kill, but that is one more tool that cannot be used to steal the Baron, so this should just be free for the side of Funk Swizzlers.
Teleport's coming out from Abel here. 5,000 HP, they still have time.
They're looking to
disintegration
rate
still up.
Shinpads is low. Shinpads is taken down. Nominal is going to be taken low, but will flash away. The Tran not able to find the fear. Now the Baron looks to have just been leashed. Ace in the hole almost takes down the Jinx, but it's not quite enough. And the call is to back off the Baron smartly, but it stops it. So Funk Swizzlers now no Baron, lose 3 overall, and have lost a little bit of tempo. Now it looks like the mid T2 is going to be pushed in. Potomat almost healed back to full after that ace in the hole. And I'm not sure Kate has the wave clear to try and stop this right now. Not a ton of mana either. And that's another objective bounty that should be going over. Oh, the cask actually stops it. Really like that.
Yeah, does not give the big objective bounty there. So the gold lead about 7k right now. Able to stall out a little bit longer. Not able to do the Baron because during that fight, Shadow Knight did fall. Demonte was still up, has the smite, so they know they can't turn onto it. Good call to back off. I like going mid here, there, trying to see if you couldn't push out of that turret, knowing that you had 3 dead, try to get a little bit of gold and a little bit of tempo and advantage with a turret down, but sadly unable to find that, thanks to Damonte Fanboy realizing I can just ult through the wave and keep this turret alive and prevent them from getting that big objective bounty, which probably is sitting around 600, 700 gold at this moment.
Yeah, that's the one downside to us here in the caster. That's not even a booth, I guess the caster call. We don't get access to what the objective bounty values are, so we can't really, like, analyze based off of how strong they're gonna be, but Vel'Koz gonna... Oh, wait, Wally! Okay.
Well, if you hit that passive on Vel'Koz, there's quite a lot of damage.
Yeah, but Griff gonna flash with the crescendo, finds the kill onto Nominal, and everything now starting to turn back in favor of SGI. They take the mid T1, get that objective bounty into their pocket, close up the gold difference just a little bit. Now just about that 6,000 mark.
They're looking for this.
They're looking for the Baron.
Something soon does have the flank. Is here. Stand United coming through. The exhaust down onto Something Soon as well. The Cyclone gonna find the knockup, but the PTA proc making it so this champion takes so much damage. Wukong gonna be taken down. It is the Tran in the area. Shadow Surge lands into the personal space. The cast cancels the Mistral Bolt. Will not be able to find the kill onto Powdermat. And now Shinpad's looking for the Light Binding. Does not hit it. Loosened Singularity also not going to find its mark. Wally going to look for the Q poke. Does end up landing it onto the Tran, but it's a 1-for-0. Drake spawning in 30. Resets coming through, but Damonte Fanboy is on the hunt with this Predator. Not able to find anyone quite yet, but stalling the Trundle out means this Drake, this Soul, should be going over to Funk Swizzlers. Yeah, Trundle, very low HP, doesn't have a way to heal up right now because they're taking all of his jungle. So not able to use the Machete or the Burn to get a little bit of HP.
Yeah, and Shaded Knight spotting out Damonte Fanboy, trying to find the pillar to cancel the dash, does not end up doing so. Flame Chompers come down. Griff lands the two-man crescendo. The ult coming through from the Vel'Koz. Potomac picks up the first kill of the fight. Damonte Fanboy gonna just run away. The objective bounty secured by the Vel'Koz of all people. And now Damonte Fanboy with the Predator just trying to run away. Wukong's on the flank, did teleport in. Might be actually looking to push down the mid T3. And should be able to do some decent work to it. Not enough of a wave, unfortunately, but something soon. We'll be just skirmishing the Shen, losing out on this with that dodge stone available. And now the Baron has been started once again by Stunned Gaming. They're looking to put the nail in the coffin for this team, for this game. They've been turning it around this whole time. Something soon trying to look for a way in. Burns the clone. Nimbus Strike, 3-man ultimate, trying to find something, but Griff just healing through it all. Still alive at the end of it. The cast lands onto 3, but it's too little too late. Damonte Fanboy might be looking to go for the steal. Baron down to 8k, Damonte down to half. Has to burn the flash early. The Tran gonna just try to poke with the Mistral Bolts. Light Binding onto 1. Loosen Singularity onto that one as well. Ultimate from the Caitlyn. Gonna just do a little bit of damage to Wally. Damonte Fanboy gonna zone them off. The Baron has been stopped for the time being. Nominal is back. Not Ava might be looking, but Damonte Fanboy in the fight finds finds the bot lane, finds the 2 kills they need, and Damonte Fanboy trying to run away. The PTA proc, the flash from Shaded Knight, but he's gonna fall. Ava gonna be taken low. The final spark flashed away from. The damage comes through, but it's not enough. And now it looks like FS will be pushing down the mid lane.
What an extended fight. Caitlyn was dead from the fight from Dragon, but was able to respawn. Runs into it, able to get the headshot, damage out, able to get the fire in the hole onto the Vel'Koz, really chunked him out before that fight could start.
Oh,
and
Evo
really good.
Tagged up by the Light Binding into the Yordle Snap Trap, taken to about half HP on the Shen. Tons of armor. Kate doesn't care. Lord Dons is one hell of an item. But Cloud Soul, once again, 3 minutes out. Baron. This Baron has been fought over like 6 times. Like, it's so
no
insane.
Baron in this game. They have been fighting over this Baron the whole game. But last fight, huge flank from Damonte, able to find the bot lane of stunned Gaming Invictus, finds out Griff and Potomat Girin. They were so low, they couldn't find the final bit of damage until Demonte Fanboy was able to find them, but did get picked off in the end, so not able to turn onto that Baron afterwards. 2 minutes on to the Dragon, still available for the side of Funked.
Oh, Demonte Fanboy and Nominal both bot lane, though. This should just signal to start the Baron. You have very strong 4 members at that, and they're just gonna back off, play it safe. Shaded Knight, without that flash, I don't think wants to look. And especially, I guess, you know, Predator just makes Gragas really, really fast, so fair enough. Can definitely understand that angle. I would like to see them try. You see Nominal down there. You see Demonte down there. You have Shen, who has TP. They have the Stand United. You can look to play these side lanes a little bit more aggressively, because the Stand United is a way you can get into team fights very quickly, even when your TP is down. Oh, so, the flash! Oh, the flash crescendo. A beautiful flash from Shinpads. Ace in the hole doesn't do a ton, but the Mistral Bolt does a lot of work. Final Spark forces out the Stand United. Very, very big cooldown to be burned at the start here. And Nominal takes the reset. This might be a window. I'm going to say it again. To go for Baron. It looks to be the call right now for FS. Even if they look to bait it, they actually want to set up for the Drake in a minute. And it doesn't look like SGI is aware. It could be a potential bush cheese coming out. The Q comes through. Shaded Knight has been tagged. They know what's up now. But now Drake and 50. And it looks like FS want this soul.
Yeah, they really are. They're starting to position towards it. Very little vision for both scenes in this bot side river versus the top. A lot of vision up there. 40 seconds. Caitlyn did just finish that IE, so 4 items right now. It's gonna do incredible amounts of damage. Big
window though. Stand United still not available. It's half off cooldown. Teleport is, but that is a longer channel time. It doesn't come with the shield. Nominal is gonna be
Shade Knight
just trying to dash around the fight. Something soon flashed with the Nimbus strike onto one, Cyclone onto one. Finds the kill at the start in the 4v5. The teleport coming in from the Shen, and it looks like FS might be backing off, might be trying to do what they did in game 2, push down mid, and that looks to be the call. Seems like the side of SGI might be a little aware of this.
They're TPing for this.
TPing from mid lane for this wave. They're going for the turret.
Shit just stays on this. Oh, Jinx is gonna stay too. They don't have a wave.
Yeah,
they don't have a wave though.
The wave's crashing in now. The tier 3 has fallen, the inhibitor has fallen, but there are 3 members in the base. That is 3 Cloud Drakes going over to SGI. 3 Drakes to 3, and next Drake will be guaranteed soul. And it looks like FS backing off, trying to peel towards the Baron. Objective bounties finally wearing off as the game has seemingly neutralized a little more. And they wanted to look at the Baron, but it's a little too late. Wukong has the teleport, no Cyclone available. Shinpads finds the light binding onto just the Shen. But one of the strengths of this Lux support, and I mentioned Aftershock Lux earlier in this broadcast when that was meta, E scouts out the Baron. R scouts out the Baron. You get so much vision from those 2 abilities alone. So it is a very, very safe contest to try and come through. Top T1 ends up falling. And now Wukong in the split in the bot side. Shen probably going to start responding to that now. But Baron, again, looks to be the dance for both these teams.
Yeah, gonna start dancing around this Baron. The Tran, they don't have Caitlyn here yet. Gonna clear this ward. Wukong does have TP in the bot lane. Shen clearing out the super minions in the mid.
Oh, Wally might find the kill. Forces the flash out of the Tran. Very big pickup there. No TP available for this Vex. And finds the trade kill actually for Nominal onto the Trundle. So I don't know about you, but I will take the support for jungle trade anytime 35 minutes in.
Yeah, Shade Knight played very aggressive there. Saw that Shen had to stand united, but didn't expect the burst comes out. So Stand United not popped there. And they're going to turn on to this Baron knowing that the jungler is dead.
Yeah, it's a very slow Baron, though. They don't have a ton of Baron damage with this lethality Caitlyn. Unfortunately, Vex not quite in the area. They SGI seems to be aware. Griff finds the crescendo onto the jungler. Jinx with the Gale Force finds the kill. The Shadow Surge misses, but Nominal will go down as well. 2 kills for the Jinx. Teleport coming in to try and defend the base. The bottom inhibitor will end up falling something soon. Able to secure that. Should be able to run away for free. And it looks like Baron might be the call now for SGI. They're up 5-3 on the map. Wukong burning the teleport to try and contest it. And it looks like they think Jinx Sona are on it. And they're just playing it safe. Unfortunately, if Wukong actually stayed bot side, this could be a completely different game. This could have been the base race coming out. But the Baron has once again been started by SGI. They look to try and push this down in this very back and forth banger of a game.
There's the disintegration, right?
The E coming through and the Minstrel Bolt! Oh my lord! The trend putting in work right now. Something soon gonna be taken down, but looking to just stall it out, looking to stay alive as long as possible. It's a 4v5 on the map, but those 4 have got Baron.
Oh, Shade Knight, I don't know if he had Smite Up during that fight. I don't know if he just missed it, but they have Baron now. It is a 4v5, but they're gonna have this Baron buff for the fight. It is gonna give them stats. It is gonna give them pressure. 2 inhibitors currently down. Players are starting to get full build at this point. Jinx picks up the stopwatch, so gonna be able to try to dodge out on some of those key abilities, stay alive a little bit longer and fight. Caitlyn working on her last item right now. Both these teams are starting to pick up their final items, and it's the gold lead 4K doesn't really matter considering how late into the game is.
Yeah, for sure. It is definitely something that's decent considering, you know, not everybody in this game is full build yet, but especially once we get to that point where every champion hits their full build power spikes, gold is irrelevant when everyone's 6 items, right? So like, we'll have to see if that is going to be potentially what ends up happening this game. The light buttoning barely getting flashed away from by Griff. Very, very good flash there, but the Drake spawning in 50 seconds. It is Soul for either team that secures it if they look to contest. There's a potential window there for a huge Soul to be picked up. Very good with Sona, very good with Jinx. Insane when it's on Trundle, even on Shen as well. So either team, I mentioned for FS as well, how strong it is for their champions. Same applies to Stunned Gaming. So very interested to see if either team is going to prioritize this, although right now it looks to be a play for the base. The Trundle gonna burn the Frozen Domain, not able to find anything with that. The top T3 gonna be focused down. Shade is taken to a third from a headshot from the 90 caliber net. And now Something Soon backing off.
There is no anti-healing yet. So the big
Something Soon gets caught out, has to burn the Cyclone, the light binding, the ultimate as well from Shinpads, not doing a ton of damage, but this whole time Gragas has been pushing for that Drake, has been trying to secure it. The top T3 taken to about a third HP, and the Soul has finally been secured by Funky Swizzlers, and now, Funk Swizzlers rather. And now, Lifeform Disintegration Ray burning the bot side, pops the Stair X from Something Soon, teleport available momentarily, but Baron available for just another 10 seconds, should be just this last wave in mid that gets pushed in, might be the inhibitor to fall. Did not get the top T3 crucially. Evo does not have the flash either. Very big cooldown to look out for with this Shen. Massive playmaking tool as this game progresses. Baron has finally worn off though. Elder 520, Baron 250. Those are probably going to be the windows where this game will close out, I would think.
Yeah, so right now both teams should be looking. You don't really have any objectives to fight right now. You have an inhibitor down for Stunned Gaming Invictus. Funk really only objective is that top T3 tower and the inhibitor mid, but you really don't need to be pushing for those right now. You have Baron up in 2 minutes. You can just secure vision in the top side and just kind of wait for those final items to start coming in, and then look to get the Baron and then siege to end. So I'm gonna expect kind of a little bit of a lull state here for about 2 minutes until this Baron comes up, while we wait for teams to just secure vision, trying to find any sort of pick, But if you're either team, you really want to be playing pretty safe because one pick at this point, death timers are so long, it could lead to the end of the game.
Yeah, Shadow Dash onto something soon. Wally's in the area, but that clone does so much work at disengaging. Should just be the Wukong walking away for now. And yeah, I agree with you. Definitely feels like we're gonna just see the game stagnate for a little bit. 90 seconds left until that Baron spawns. Neither team wants to lose a member before that window. That will be a very pivotal fight for the remainder of this game, and probably a very telling fight as to how the rest of this game will play out.
Yeah, Funk right now currently in the top side, clearing out and securing any vision that they can. Really like this. You've got a minute on the Dragon, or on the Baron up, so just clearing out whatever you can and setting up your own vision in response is really going to help and make it really scary if you're the side of Stun Gaming to walk in there. Right now, the top side is completely dark, except for the one control ward on the Baron, which should be cleared out very soon here, considering how Baron is up in 45.
Yeah, and it does look to be just vision control, aggressive vision control for sure, but you mentioned that ward. Granted, Shen probably will want to use the Stand United to get in, but does have that potential window onto that that pink ward in the back of the pit to try to look for the Shadow Dash in. But for the time being, it's just the trade of vision control going back over to Stunned Gaming, and it's a game of inches right now, back and forth on the knife's edge. Yeah, it's so tense. It's so... Any, like, one fight could really end this game if it swings heavily in one team's favor. And it feels like this Baron is going to be where that occurs.
Definitely. And as we can see, Shinpad's finally picking up the first form of anti-healing with the Oblivion Orb. Caitlyn decided to go for the Collector as last item. Meanwhile, the Tran doesn't have any form of Oblivion Orb or Morello. Same with Damonte, and nothing in the top lane as well. So really only one form of anti-healing, and the Sona's heals at this point in the game are going to be massive.
Yeah, but the big thing to note with Sona is she generally only heals two people, herself and her lowest health ally. So a lot of it's more on the shielding, which is why we see that Shadow Flame coming out from the Gragas. If that Sona presses W, all of a sudden, every single person on her team takes max flat magic pen as a result. Really think that's an intelligent pickup, and excited to see if that's going to be what really turns these fights in their favor right now. Damonte Fanboy has looked really strong on this Gragas. The Tran as well on this Vex, just doing so much work. And I feel like these two are definitely where you have to keep your eyes peeled going into this next fight. Elder now 1 minute away.
Yeah, things are going just back and forth. Very, very stagnant right now. Baron has spawned.
Something soon on the flank. This could be a window. And it looks like they're trying to play around the vision lines right now. Something soon is walking in. The pillar has been burned. The flash, the cyclone. The exhaust comes down. The final spark comes down as well. Another cyclone pop. But right now it is Wukong traded for the Trundle. It has to be. But Jinx is free hitting. Finds 2, finds 3, finds 4. And make that a double kill for both carries on the side of Stun.
They're gonna run it down mid here.
They do not care about these neutrals. They want to end the game. They want to take this series. They should have had it in game 2, they're saying, but they'll take it in game 3. They're pushing down, keeping this one caster minion alive. The Tran's gotta throw the Mistral Bolt, gotta try to clear it out, gotta try to stall for 40 seconds somehow, some way. I don't know if there's enough in the tank.
Oh no!
Oh my gosh, the crescendo lands as well. The flash from the Tran to try and stay alive. Wally burns the hourglass as well, but the Tran will end up dashing, diving, ducking away to the tier 3, and Stunned Gaming Invictus take the series 2-1.
Yep, really well played. I mean, not as clean as the first game. Game 2, it felt like Funk really did kind of steal it under the nose. But this game 3, very, very back and forth. The whole game. I mean, 45 minutes, Stun Gaming was down for quite a while. The pressure from the Tran and the lethality Caitlyn just able to do so much damage, but that last team fight, Jinx able to get the rockets, able to get the resets, which is where Jinx really thrives, when she can get that reset, the attack speed, all the buffs that she's been getting recently. You can see the strength, 4 items deep with the Gale Force, able to reposition, land so many rockets, so much damage to Funk. She just kind of was able to run loose during that last fight, and Wally playing so well as well, landing a very pivotal Lifeform Disintegration raise to stall out and delay the game so that Jinx could be able to get to this position in this late game and able to run away with a team fight.
Oh my lord, I am out of breath. These games were insane. From game 1 being a very strong SGI performance to game 2, Funk Swizzlers turning the series on its head with that base race. And we mentioned this in the game. Game 3 could have gone either way. It was on such a knife's edge. And granted, like, Funk Swizzlers sure could have potentially closed the game out earlier if you want to say that, but I honestly think SGI just played it very, very well and played it very slowly. They played their own game, they got themselves back into it. I'm at a loss for words. This series has been absolutely incredible, and Stunned Gaming Invictus moves on to face New World Gaming in the next round. Funk Swizzlers will be playing Madison Esports Camembert for their playoff hopes to stay alive. I don't even know what else to say, K9. Hit me with some more thoughts on this series.
Well, very well played from both sides. Very, very exciting game 3 especially. It is not the end of the road yet for Funk. They are going to be going into the lower bracket, so we'll see if they can pull it back and see them up in finals. We might get a rematch of this series, but for now we're gonna see them in the losers bracket for now and see if they can make a comeback and see them in finals. We
will definitely have to see, but that will do it for us here at Style Esports. A very, very back and forth game 3, a very, very exciting 3-game series between these two teams. If you're interested in sticking around, hit that follow button. Always can subscribe as well to support those of us here at Style, the casters, the broadcasters, the streamers, the admins, everybody else in between. We even have a Patreon now. Go and search us up there. But for tonight's broadcast, that will be the end of it. I have been MXL, joined by K9. Thank you again for the color cast on the night, and we will wish you a great night and see you on the next cast.